Okay, let's get this party started, shall we? Where's my music? I'm trying to play music, and it won't let me. For some reason, it's not letting me do it. The whole point of being back in, I'm trying to play synthwave music. Maybe is it really low? No, it's not really low. No, that's 86%. Do you guys hear music? You don't hear music. There you go. And a special hello to the special David I. Hewlett. That's me, Anima Confuser. Thank you very much. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, so here be me. Here be me. Let me see if I can get this sorted out. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Me sharing Chrome. There you go. That is me sharing the Chrome. Okay, so he's quiet. Anyone else? I am quiet. Is that because my mic is facing the wrong way? Here we go. How's that? Hello, laugh track. Yeah, he's quiet. Okay, everyone's quiet. Am I better? Is that better? Is that louder? Is that better? Can you hear me well now? Waves. Huzzah, we can see. I can't. Do you see huzzah? Where do you see huzzah? Okay, I thought this huzzah was behind me. I've been doing very well, thank you, Spore01. Everyone can welcome Laugh Track as well, who's just popped in. Let me see why I am not getting anything on my speakers. Because I feel like I should be getting music. Ah, music. Let me see. I was hoping for some music. There's some synthwave. How about some synthwave? Synthwave Nightwave. That sounds cool. Synthesized classical music sounds like Stars on 45. Let me see if I could do this. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. I press play. It says it's playing, but I don't hear any music. It says it's playing, but I'm not hearing it. Is that not weird? Should I not be hearing it too? Do you hear the music? Do you hear the music? No music. Yeah. So it says that it's playing music, but it's not. It's science time already. That's right, Samich. Samich. No music. Oh, well, I guess it's another no music day. That kind of sucks. But wait a second. But if there's no music, does that mean there's no Discord as well? Let's have a little listen. Let's have a little listen. See what's going on. Voice and video. Yep. Testing my mic. Checking my mic. Oh, and I can hear it too. So that's working. So if I go into our chat now, we should be fine, right? Should probably be. Five Pup, talk to me.
Hello.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so how's that sounding? Tin J, thank you very much for subscribing. What? Subscribe for 28 months? Holy moly, thank you, Tin J. Captions still aren't working either. Oh, come on! Really? Okay. So wait a sec. I think I have to do something with that. Hang on, I may be able to fix that.
I think you have to set up the captions.
I think I have to start them up. Somehow. Let me see what we got here. Alert boxes. No. What's that up there? Is that it? Alert box? No. I feel like. Okay. Layout editor. CloudBot. Yeah. Dashboard. Okay. Let me go to the dashboard and see what happens here. All right. I feel like. Just go to the dashboard. Okay. So I think I've got these things called. What were they called? Are they called widgets? I don't think they're widgets. They're called like. There's some kind of add-on things. I wonder if they're in here. I may not be able to do it today. I may not be able to get to it today. It's part. I haven't got it part of my. I haven't made it a part of my setup yet, which I really need to do. Highlighter, growth. Nope, I'm not growing anywhere. Themes, alert boxes, editor. No, so the editor's not doing it. It was It says I'm playing music too, which is really irritating because it's just not. That barking, by the way, is my dog going crazy because we've got someone here to look at the stove. I may have broken the stove. Don't ask me how. All right.
Did you eat the stove instead of the food?
I was so hungry, I ate the stove. No. Oh, hey, by the way, I didn't see you in the chat. Have you got a box yet or anything?
No. It says it's on its way.
Is it going to be a victim of the supply chain?
I don't know.
Can you explain to people what I'm talking about? What are we talking about?
I just want to quickly say this. My mom got a raccoon mask so I can do an unboxing video.
No, shut the front door. You're going to wear a raccoon mask and do the unboxing so no one sees who you are?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's wicked. That's brilliant. Because I was going to say just do it from overhead and they just see your hands or something, right? But it'd be really difficult to do it. It'd be difficult to do an unboxing like with raccoon paws on. I'm thinking.
Yeah, we're just doing a... Like, my mom's going to record me opening it and building it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she wanted me to get, like, notes about it, but I said, I don't want to do notes. Why not
What do you
just
mean notes?
video it?
What kind of notes? What are you saying?
What
was she
because
thinking?
she thought it was very nice that you gave me it. Then
I'm the best person on the whole planet, just to be very clear. But yeah, that's what the Tech Bandits money's for. It's for brilliant inventors like you. So she thinks you owe me big time.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. Oh, you do. Big time. Yep. Yep. No. What was she saying? Go on. I keep cutting you off.
She said that because you did that, I should, like, take it very professional, but I didn't want to take it professional, so I said, why not just record it?
So you're already bailing? You're already like, what's the easiest way of doing this? No, which makes sense. I mean, no, the idea is for you to have, like, I mean, if it feels like a job, then it's not really fun, right? I mean, that's so, I mean, I'm just assuming you'll build them and you can just let us know what you think of the thing. I mean, look, if you do an unboxing, I think that'd be really fun. Why are the screen avatars supposed to be running? They're not. They don't seem to be running either. There's some weird stuff happening today. There's an error panel, missing images.
Error panel?
It's an error panel. They actually got an error panel, if you can believe it. You know what? So we're not going to be... It looks like we're not doing those little avatar guys today either. It's like...
Oh?
Hey, Cal! Why do I feel like Cal subscribes all the time?
Not my birthday.
Not her birthday. Oh, is that what she said? Not my birthday?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. So in other words, I think she protests too much. Do you think she's covering up for the fact that it actually is her birthday? I'm just saying. Thank you very much, Cal. Samich, thank you very much. Sci-Fi Gal, thank you very much. Holy, what the heck's going on? Everyone's like, suddenly, boink. A video can be notes too. So what kind of notes was your mom thinking you'd get? Like from me?
Just explain them on stream, like, talk about, like, how I made it and stuff.
Right.
Because I know the one that I'm getting involves flywheels.
Oh, really? Aren't flywheels what keeps the electricity going in cars and stuff? Or some cars?
I don't know. From what I understand, it's a spinning wheel that keeps momentum.
Right. So it's like a heavy wheel that just, because it's harder to slow it down, it keeps going.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to be launching the stuff.
All right, let me see. Let me do this. Let me go check out flywheels, because I think that's kind of interesting. We should also look up these things too, so people know. It's Was it Crunch Labs? Is that what it's called? It was Crunch Labs.
Crunch Labs.
Yeah. So all we did was we signed Wolf Pup up for like 6 months. So what is that? 6 boxes? Do you know? Is it 6 boxes?
Oh yeah, 6.
Okay, so you get six boxes of different things that basically teaches. Well, you explain it. You're the one who told me about it.
It's boxes that come monthly, and they basically teach a different thing about science. Like, this one is flywheels and momentum.
Right. And it's teaching you how to think like an engineer, really, isn't it? Isn't that the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up the me and Chrome. How's that? Oh, there you go. Look at this. I may have this set up better. So, so this is the first one you're saying is the one with the... Oh, no, there's like gears. Oh, there's lots of stuff. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this is
that video that you're showing, that
yeah.
I am getting that one. It teaches you how what's it called?
The flywheel?
Frisbee works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
how the air goes under it and all
Oh,
that.
sweet. Will you be able to put out candles like that?
Probably.
Yeah, give it some time. Yeah, it's true. I mean, you seem like someone who likes this kind of thing. I don't.
I am.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're somebody who's very good at sitting still for very long. Like you want to figure out how. Oh, that was cool. Do you see what they did with the frisbee there? They had the little pieces of string to show where the air goes.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're finished this, you'll be a brilliant inventor. And what percentage of your income do I get?
Depends.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. You need to learn about deal making, my friend. So okay, great. So that's I think that's kind of hype train success. Woohoo! Yeah, I think adults can also deal with it as well. I mean, I think like I was kind of jealous because I was like my first I'll be completely honest. My first thought was like, what a great idea! I'm going to get them. Then I thought, well, David, the whole point of the Tech Bandits is not really for me to play the whole time. It's for you guys to get a chance to play. So I thought we should probably get it for you instead. So we signed you up. We is a kind of a royal me. But I think that you've got time, and I feel like you're gonna make them. I can't wait to see what you come up with. And then you'll also do like an unboxing, and you'll also show us like, so we'll get a little bit of video. You don't have to do the whole thing, but just this is actually good practice for YouTube stuff too. If you wanted to do YouTube videos.
Yeah, like my mom wants to make it so we have like a little thing behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's gonna be videotaping me doing the thing.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, here's the other thing: is you could just do it with an iPhone or something. Like it's really editing is so easy to do now, and filming. You don't need anything fancy. But that's great. Okay, perfect. And like I say, you could also just go over your shoulder or something if you don't want to be seen. If you want to be the mystery inventor, which is kind of cool actually. Wolf Pup, the mystery inventor. So there you go. So that's the first thing we're talking about. Okay. I love that there's someone called Shredditor here. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredditor.
Yeah, they're making a new game, and I just saw that on Steam.
Oh yeah, they're making a new
I
game for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I used to watch the show all the time.
So did I. It's older than time itself. Actually, I was a little old for it, but I still liked it. Okay, let me get rid of this for a second. There we go. And I'm trying to get better at which windows pop up when I'm supposed to be doing stuff. So this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're saying Steam has got a new game?
Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, it's called Shredder's Revenge?
I'm pretty sure.
There's a Cowabunga collection. Oh, there you go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Here we go. Oh, it's like the classic. It looks like the original. It actually looks like the original one. Because they had that weird digital one for a while there that I didn't like as much.
That's the one that I got into.
I mean, isn't it wonderful? That was the greatest one ever. No, I just found it a bit, I don't know, it was like, well, I didn't watch it to be honest, but I kind of like, because I'm an old guy, I like the old style cartoon stuff. So you liked the digital Mutant Ninja Turtles. Weren't they kind of thin in that or something? Isn't that the idea?
They were decently thin.
They were. Let me see if I can get a look at them. I feel like they just look different. I was like, that's wrong, because of course it's different. That's different, so it can't be right.
I didn't have the beginner knowledge of what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are, so I just started off with it.
It was a comic book, right? I mean, it was. Are you talking about the 2012 one?
I'm pretty sure it's the 2009 one.
Okay, 2009. What did they look like? Why are there no pictures? How could you have a Wikipedia about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and not have a picture? Wikis suck. Okay, wait a sec. Which one is it? Not this one. It was this one. Was it this one? Okay, let me see if I can pull it up.
It's not showing on
Sharing. Here we go. Was it this one? Yes. Oh, this one did look cool. Was it this one?
Yeah, that one.
That's cool. Okay, I never actually watched that one. But it was digital, and I was like, I don't know. It's not the same, and everything's different, and why? Okay, so, all right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who knew we were going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You know, the weird thing is, now we can make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, we're closer to the idea of actually genetically engineering mutant teenage turtles than we were ever been before, really, right? Do you think someone's going to try it? At some point, some nerd is going to try to make some kind of a mutant Ninja Turtle, I think.
Probably.
Stargate lover, Vaha Vanha Perkle. Hello, first time chat. Hello, David. Just found this channel. I miss Rodney on all the SG shows. Me too. Well, you're in good company because there's a lot of people who feel the same way, and we get to talk about science instead. That UTMNT game comes with a coupon for a free pizza. From where? Where does the free pizza from, though? That's what I want to know. Because there's good pizza and then there's bad pizza. And my feeling is that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ate bad pizza. Although they were in New York, right? So it's probably...
They were very picky on their pizza, the
Were
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But,
yeah.
And it was New York, right? So it would be like New York-style pizza, which is like the flat, papery stuff, which I love.
Why do you love it if it's flat pizza?
Oh, I love it. I don't know why, but I like floppy pizza. I like floppy, greasy, soggy, delicious pizza. It's a Pizza Hut coupon. Pizza Hut's not okay. I mean, it's just a little bit, yeah, I mean, it's a bit generic. Generally good, bit stressed. I'm using this stream to procrastinate on a little presentation that I have to prepare. Oh, good, Stargate lover. As long as we can somehow stop you from being productive, then my mission is accomplished here. Okay, CRISPR is now reversible, I heard. Wasn't it always, in a way? I mean, I think it depends, doesn't it? I mean, it depends on how it's used. I mean, there's like gene drives and things where if you create a genetic change that is then passed on to everyone who's related to them, then I don't know that is, I'm not sure that's reversible, but anyways. Hello, adult or retired Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Retired Mutant Ninja Turtles, that would probably be pretty slow. They have to go with the kids, I think. Okay, what was it you liked about the Mutant Ninja Turtles, by the way, Wolfpup?
Oh, I was shown a video of me playing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on an iPad when I was like 3 today, before I went to school.
Oh, really? So you were playing it quite young?
Yeah, so my love for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started off young.
What is my research on? Are you talking about in general, Janem? We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. Let me see what I've got. The first thing I thought would be kind of fun to talk about are these creepy. Are you ready for creepiness?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're sharing it right now. Check it out. Here we go.
It's not near.
Oh, it is now.
What is that? Ooh.
They even have a sound. You can hear them eating it. Isn't that...
Okay, oh.
Isn't that wild?
What is it eating? What is it eating?
What do you think it's eating?
I hope it's salt.
Nope.
Oh.
It's way better than salt.
Sugar cube.
Nope. It's even better than that. What would be something that...
Styrofoam.
Yes, styrofoam. They're StyroWorms. They're these like special... I'm just going to keep playing it because it's just... That noise is so weird. It's like ASMR.
Oh, why would you listen to ASMR of that?
Oh, God, I know. Isn't it creepy, though? Like, if you put this in the back of the soundtrack of something, they'd be turned into a horror movie in a second. So these things, apparently, they've sort of engineered these things such that they get so hungry, and then they've created little, like, microbes have formed in their stomachs.
Oh, now they're gonna eat humans.
And then they eat humans. Well, they all eat humans, right? I'm sure they all eat humans. They love nummy num num. Once we're dead in the ground, and that's the bugs are gonna eat us, right? That's what we do. That's what they break down. But styrofoam, which us idiot humans use to pack everything or have for ages, like those stupid peanuts and stuff, you know, that doesn't break down well, right? So the idea is, how do we speed up the process of breaking it down? And along come superworms. Here we go again.
Okay, if they get out of the lab, like, or whatever, like,
they can eat
what?
styrofoam. Well, think about it. Like, you could get a package, and if a package has a lot of styrofoam in it, maybe it comes with a little jar of these worms, and it just goes like, "Oh, please recycle your styrofoam," and then you just put it out back in a container and throw the worms in.
But then what happens to the worms? They're dead now. You just have styrofoam and dead worms.
Well, no, you'd send live worms, wouldn't you? Or maybe you send like worm larvae or something that you could like sea monkeys.
Why not just stop sending styrofoam?
Oh, what a brilliant idea! That's what Candy Medusa said. Candy Medusa said exactly that, and she's so bang on this stuff. As you know, Candy Medusa, artist, plastic warrior. or Warrior Against Plastics, maybe. So she was saying that we can do all these fancy, cool science things, but the reality is it would just make most sense to stop using it, which I understand. And I know that logistically that's what should be the case, but we just suck at changing. Like we just suck at changing our patterns, right? I mean, do you want to give up all the, are you going to stop ordering stuff from Amazon and stuff? Are you, would you pay more for things for them to be, this, by the way, this is the Microbiology Society. This is like the full on, like the entire, the proper scientific paper on what they've been doing. I wonder if it may even have some pictures. I always go to the pictures. There you go. Look at that. See, just talking about how they've gone about doing this and the little microbes that were involved. I don't even understand what most of this stuff means, but there, look at that. So the polystyrene, the chemical mechanical forces they have bond. Oh, wow, look at this. So they've really broken it down. Wow. So basically, if in case these things weren't creepy enough, okay, in case these little wormy things weren't creepy enough, someone then goes and cuts them open and examines the microbes inside them. Like, you think they're gross on the outside. Imagine what they look like on the inside. But that said, I guess I would learn to love them if they were going to save the planet, I suppose, right? Possibility. So you're not a big fan of the idea of worms eating our styrofoam, then?
I don't think that we should starve worms.
We're not starving them. We're feeding them. They're like num styrofoam. Yum. They're eating that. Right?
But then how do they get it so the worm eats the styrofoam in the first place?
Well, they're genetically engineering them so they've got the right microbes in them that allow them to eat this stuff. Because the reality is everything's just made out of everything's all just like chemical bonds, right? They're all like little just elements all stuck together. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, the carbon basically for anything living. So
carbon is anything, is what I've been taught.
Carbon is basically everything alive is like carbon based, right?
No, what we've been taught is carbon is everything, like everything.
Is everything? I mean, it basically. Yeah. I'd be curious to know how much stuff doesn't have carbon in it, but there's definitely some stuff that doesn't have carbon in it. But life is definitely carbon based, right? They talk about us as carbon based. We are carbon based humans. We're carbon based life forms, right? So that is good looking worm cheese. Oh boy, Abadoos. Hey David, like the goatee. Good to see you. Thank you, Elab 2369. It's my Heisenberg look. It's my Breaking Bad Heisenberg look. No wonder people eat insects. Well, that's the next thing is what if you could get these things to eat styrofoam and then we eat them?
No, we have styrofoam inside of us.
Well, do we? But isn't it breaking? I thought the whole idea was it was breaking down the styrofoam. The question I guess I have is how small does it make the styrofoam? Does it actually by the looks of the study, it looks like they're actually chemically pulling it apart. It's actually, look at that. Like it's actually breaking down the bonds between these polystyrene, what are they, molecules, I guess. So that's, potential pathways and enzymes of bacterial polystyrene and styrene degradation. They always say degradation. Initially, abiotic chemical and physical factors and potentially also extracellular enzymes such as hydrolases and I don't understand any of this, but they attack the polystyrene polymer, creating carbonyl. I can't read it. Carbonyl groups. Wow. Okay, so it's breaking it down. So these little microorganisms, these little microbes are breaking down the styrofoam into its component parts, which is great, right? I'd love to know what it leaves as a residue. What does styrofoam poop look like?
Yeah, we need to figure out that. I'm not.
Well, read that article. It's like a big article.
I'm not saying this is a bad idea, but
it sounds like a bad idea.
We need to test it first.
All right. Well, then here I'll put the link in the chat, and then we can read this crazy complex article that they have. Let me go to here. I'm trying to get better at switching between the different things going on my computer now, so I don't give things away. Because apparently the other day I posted a video and apparently I doxed myself.
Did you actually?
Apparently that's what I mean. Well, I mean I think it would have been difficult to figure it out. I think for people, but apparently when I showed my merch, I read the little note that came with it, and you could sort of see through it. You could see where my address was. It almost doesn't matter because I get everything sent to our production office anyways, but I always go care of production office, but this one I actually sent home. So I don't know why that's such a huge, long, giant checksum. But anyways, that's the document. Basically all the gory good. You know who will read that? James Gurney. James Gurney will read it. Organic versus inorganic chemistry. Inorganic chemistry is chemistry without carbon chains or rings. Yes. Right, because the carbon rings are where the carbon chains? I guess because carbon chains are basically what DNA is made out of, right? Isn't that the whole deoxyribose is basically, isn't it just like rings of carbon with little bits, little different things stuck on it that make it into the different, letters that make up our DNA. Anyways, James Gurney's reading it right now. James, I believe, though I'm not sure from my cursory and terrible reading of it, I believe it's actually breaking down the styrofoam, right? But let me know if I'm completely wrong. Thanks for the sub, Sci-Fi Gal 13. What Sci-Fi Girls handing out subs? Did I miss it? Aw, Nixie Geek. Well, thank you for doing that. Whoever's doing that, I don't see it happening there. Okay. All right. So anyway, those are the worms. I thought the worms were kind of cool, and then from worms, I kind of had to go to spiders. I hope you don't mind.
Oh.
You a spider fan?
Definitely not.
Really? Okay, good, because there's not really much of a spider in this one. This is just about the spider webs, which I thought was kind of cool. And the idea here is that they're like, well, wait a second. If there's like microplastics and pollution in the city and there's spider webs in the city, could we examine? Oh, thank you, NGN 624. Oh my God, what is going on today? Everyone's into science today. That's great. So they thought they'll travel around the city. They'll gather up these spider webs. They burn them. So they basically break them down into the chemicals that make them up, so they can figure out how much of it's plastic, how much of it's like heavy metals and all sorts of stuff. And they've discovered that in some cases it's like 10% of the web has plastic in it. So it's everywhere. Like these little things are going everywhere. And I don't know. I have a horrible feeling it might not be good for us.
I just want to say this is just a interesting topic, so I'm gonna say something to make it better.
Uninteresting. Yes. What do you got?
To make it more interesting.
Okay, go for it.
Technically, isn't the plastic in the webs are we just upgrading the webs?
Ooh. You think the webs could be stronger because of the plastic, and then they can start catching humans and eating us?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna start.
How funny would it be, though, if that was the mutation that happens? The webs become so strong. Although I don't think plastic is as strong as spiderweb. Like I think spiderweb for its per weight is much stronger than just about anything else. That's why they were genetically engineering goats to have spider milk come out of them. Did you read about that?
Oh, what?
Yeah, they genetically engineered a goat so the goat's milk has spider silk in it, or the materials needed to make spider silk, because
that is disgusting.
But it
and I don't know what
I mean, you don't want to get the wrong glass of milk in the morning. But come on, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Instead of going around trying to gather up spider webs, I think that's kind of neat. I'm gonna look it up. Goat milk spider silk. Here you go. I think it was this guy. There you go. Yeah, scientists breed goats that produce spider silk.
I feel like if you had somebody go through your Google, they would be very confused while you're searching.
That's it. I don't even know. They don't know what to advertise to me anymore. Look, banking. Although, you know what was funny with the other night? I said, I think Google's trying to split my wife and I up because they sent me an ad for a divorce lawyer. I was like, Jane, have you been using my iPad? She's like, no. Why? I said, I just got an ad for a divorce lawyer. Are there any more pictures of this? No. So basically, the idea here is So researchers from the University of Wyoming have developed a way to incorporate spiders' silk spinning genes into goats, allowing the researchers to harvest the silk protein from the goat's milk for a variety of applications. Who thinks of this? Who the hell goes, you know what I need to do with this goat? Make spider silk. But it doesn't actually make the silk, it makes the protein. Harvest the silk protein. Huh. So for instance, due to its strength and elasticity, spider silk fiber could have several medical uses, such as making artificial ligaments and tendons for eye sutures. Ooh. It just goes from weird to weirder. And for jaw repair. The silk could also have applications in bulletproof vests and improved car airbags. Why do you think it would be better in a bulletproof vest? Who's the guy who's going to test that? Here's a bunch of spider web. Go stand in front of this gun. I wouldn't. Okay, normally getting enough spider silk for these applications requires large numbers of spiders. There you go. However, spiders tend to be territorial, so when researchers tried to set up a spider farm, the spiders killed each other. That's pretty... could you imagine that? I raised all this money. I'm going to start a spider farm. Except the only problem is the spiders kill each other. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Okay, so they're like, okay, the spiders, we can't have... So they can't scale it up to like mass produce the spider's web because they're all killing each other. And then so someone goes like, hey, you got a goat? I'll get you your spider silk. And they figured that out. Like that's kind of cool, actually. So they decided to put the spider's dragline silk gene into the goats in such a way that the goats would only make the protein in their milk. Like any other genetic factor, only a certain percentage of the goats end up with the gene. For instance, of 7 goat kids born in February 2010, 3 have tested positive for having the silk protein gene. While these transgenic goats have kids and start lactating, which means making milk, the researchers will collect the milk and purify the spider silk protein into much, much higher quantities. So you got a goat farm of spider milk goat farm. What if the goats start killing each other? What if they suddenly get extra legs? Do you think that would happen? Like, could you get too much spider in a goat and it suddenly becomes, more spider-like?
I don't think that can happen, but if it can, then...
In Hollywood, I'm sure it's happened in Hollywood. But I guess that's part of the things that people worry about, though, right? Is they worry about these, what do you do? Should we be doing these experiments? I would say, well, we're doing them, so we just got to figure out how to do them safely, right? I mean, I suppose what could go wrong, is that you could end up, I don't know if you could still drink this milk. I would think not, right?
I don't think you'd be able to drink spider milk.
No, I don't think so either. I wouldn't want like a spider goat cheese.
Okay, this is my question. When it gets stuck in the goat,
in the goat boobs, what are they called?
Yeah.
Udders. That's it. Udders. Well, it's just the protein, right? I don't think it's actually all bound together in the silk. It's just the protein that they need, and then I'm thinking that they produce the silk from those proteins. So it comes out like I'm guessing as a mix in the milk. And then they can refine it down to just get the spider silk protein, is my guess. Otherwise, oh God, you don't think there's you don't think like the milk's coming out in not like threads, do you? Oh, that would be horrendous. That can't possibly be true. That's no way. That can't work. Okay, this sounds better. Apparently, they can incorporate silk genes into the alfalfa plants, which they say could produce even larger quantities of silk. Okay, for some reason, I'm more comfortable with an alfalfa plant that has spider silk in it. These goats, I don't know. Hey, what's that spider doing on the ceiling? That's fine. It's a spider milk goat.
Okay, what if just a goat appears on your roof? Yeah.
And can walk and has little things that stick to that allow it to stick to the walls. See, again, like this is why science fiction loves this stuff, and this is why Hollywood loves this stuff, because they immediately, like me, go to the worst case scenario. But this is kind of cool though. Like I think like the idea of us being able to. Here's the thing I realized recently, is that I've always ignored biology. Like I just biology was like, yeah, biology was biology, and then the cool stuff was in tech. But tech to me was always like electronic tech, like computers and gadgets and that kind of stuff, and space and crap. Now I'm beginning to realize that I think the new technology is really going to be biological. Like, why not just create biological robots, biological computers, you know? Actually, there's another one.
Wouldn't that be animal cruelty, forcing an animal to work for
Well,
you?
yeah, this is it. So the key is, I think we've got to get to a point where we can create these genetic modifications without having to inconvenience the actual animal. Like they're talking about lab grown meat. So instead of having to like raise a cow, feed a cow, kill a cow, have a steak, that you could just, all that happens is just the steak part grows, and then you can eat that. And the idea is that it's going to hopefully taste just as good without any of the cruelty to the animals, without any of the transportation costs, without all the methane, without all the giant tracts of land being used. I mean, I think that's where we're going, because I just don't see how we can possibly continue to feed people at the rate we're doing it. Plus, think about it. Like, imagine that instead of going to the grocery store to buy your beef, you just go to the basement where there's there's a beef locker that just is constantly growing whatever steak you want, or whatever, and that kind of stuff.
I just want to say, I've been watching Stranger Things, and I feel like if we do that, then something like that will happen.
You think we'll go in the upside down? What are you? What season are you on?
Just made it to season 3.
Season 3. Have you started season 3 yet?
No, I just made it.
Season 3 is like the Freddy Krueger season. It's like the Nightmare on Elm Street season. But you got to catch up, because the movies are coming out soon, right?
They're making a Stranger Things movie?
Well, they've done half of a season, and the rest of the season is coming out in like hour-and-a-half chunks, apparently. And what do you think of it? Give me your review of the Stranger Things season 1.
You haven't finished season 1?
No, I've watched them all. I'm completely caught up.
Okay.
I'm not doing any spoilers. I just want to know what your thoughts are on what you thought of it.
Season 1, there is the spoilers in here, so season 1, I feel like it was kind of weird.
Did it suck you in though? Like, did it get you in?
It got me interested, but I found it weird.
It is odd, because you've got to somehow explain that whole concept, right?
Yeah.
And then season 2.
Season 2 was where I got sucked in, where they're fighting. Spoiler. Close your ears. The Mind Flayer.
Is the Mind Flayer? Which is the Mind Flayer? Is that the one that had control of the rats and everything?
That's who had the Demodogs.
Oh, okay, all right, yes, okay, got it. Yep. It's the giant thing, right? Eventually.
Yeah, it's that giant, cool little.
It is kind of neat, huh?
It looks like a spider.
My friend did yes. See, it's everyone's nightmare. They just throws stuff together. Let me see if I can find this thing, because a friend of mine just did a little tribute to it for 3D printing, which I think you'd get a kick out of. Your dad is a 3D printer, right?
Oh yeah, he hasn't been doing it much though.
All right, but check this out. He's got some new stuff. This guy that I know. Oh no, I've been watching too much Despicable Me. Let me see if I can find it. No. Oh, he's doing bobbleheads now? That's cool. Nope. Ooh, what's that? Ooh. I won't show you this one, because it's this is my Wexter guy again. Here, I will show you, because it doesn't mean anything at this point.
Isn't it his name Wexter?
Wexter. Yep. This is the Wexter guy. So that will become a character you'll see later on in season 3. But there's that. And let me see if I can find the one that he does these great masks as well. That's the Emperor Palatine, which I think is kind of cool. But where's the one I wanted to show you, because I thought you'd get a kick out of it? There's my friend, Parks. He played, what's his face? What was his name? Who's the guy with the spikes? I get his name wrong. Doctor Who. Yeah. Where's the latest ones? Have I gone? Llamas. Oh, look at this. Check it out. Demogorgon. He did a 3D printed Demogorgon. How awesome is that? Isn't that beautiful?
That looks cool.
Yeah. It just looks like a flower. It looks like a combination of like a orchid and a
Meat flour.
And yeah, meat flour. It's a total meat flour. That's exact. Oh my god, that's perfect. It is a meat flour. Yes, nailed it. Nailed it. Wolf Pup wins the internet. Okay. This is just me and chat again. So season 2 is good, and you haven't started on season 3 yet.
Yeah, I just made it last night, and then I had school.
Right. How much school do you have left? Baz is out like on Thursday, I think.
We might be out on Thursday. I don't know if it's Friday or not.
There's like a bunch of these like what's it called? Catch-up things, which I was threatening. I said like if he does badly, he's gonna have to go to his catch-up stuff. But I think he's effectively out on Thursday is the idea. Spider Goats. Darth Maul, thank you. God, I just have no brain in my head. I'm convinced it's COVID and old age. Talking about Spider Goats, it's true. Spider Goat.
Some people have already left.
Some people have already left. What?
The school. They've already left.
I immediately thought they've left the stream chat. I thought they've left the chat already. So they've already. Yeah, I guess some people go off for holidays early.
Yeah.
Are you doing public school or private school now?
Public.
Public school, yeah, that's the same. So it gets a bit messy at the end of the year. I find it's like there's some tests, but then there's not some other tests, and you can't fail some things, and
We're already fully finished. No more tests.
Oh, really? So what's the point of being there? Are you learning stuff?
No.
See, that's stupid. Well,
although I wasn't learning much.
You'll have your Mark Rober boxes soon. You'll be like an inventor making billions of dollars. Day of the Triffids. Oh, yes. They were great books. John Wyndham, Nixie Geek. It was John Wyndham. It was Triffids. The Night of the Triffid. Yeah, it was amazing. Day of the Triffids was the book. It was the basic premise, Wolf Pup, so you know, is that there was an asteroid, or an asteroid storm, or a meteorite storm, or so I can't remember, one of the two, and some kind of a beautiful space event. And everyone looked at it. Everyone watched it, went out and looked at it at night. And then the next morning they woke up and they couldn't see. So they're all blind. At the same time, these plants that they'd never seen before called triffids started growing. And they're like bamboo. They were like bamboo that could walk and that could kill you. So people were blind, being killed by triffids. And it was like about a bunch of people who were sort of trying to make it all work, you know. John Wyndham did some really cool stuff. I don't know how he'd hold up now because he's of such such a long time ago. It was old even back when I was reading it. But he did like the Martian. Was it the Martian Chronicles? No, he wasn't the Martian Chronicles, was he? Maybe he was. No, he wasn't the Martian Chronicles. He did something. It was something else. He did it was Chalky and the Midwich Cuckoos and there was a bunch of stuff that he did. Very, very cool. Triffids had stingers that whipped out and killed you. That was it, Nixie Geek. That's it. Oh my God, The Trouble with Lichen is freaking awesome. It's one of my favorite books, Nixie Geek. Another great one is called Web, which you would love. Wolf Pup, you would love it. It's about a group of spider. I think they were spider specialists, and they go to this little island because this just it's overrun with these little tiny spiders. And they're like, wow, this is so cool. And then they start exploring the island, only to discover that the spiders have evolved. And what are they eating now?
Human.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. So they start cluing in when they realize that they're catching birds. The spiders are setting out nets and catching birds. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Sinking cities. Yes, I thought the Stargate nerds might get a kick out of that. Let me see if there's anything else on my list of things that we need to talk about that we have already squirreled away from. I like our squirrels though. It's kind of fun to sort of go in lots of different directions. There was one thing I wanted to look up. I wanted to show you because we were talking about biology and biology as technology, and I wanted to show you this thing which I just thought looked so cool. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you now. All right, so this is it. Sharing Chrome. Stupid ads. See, this is what I get advertised. I get advertised gambling sites. I guess they think my life is good. My life is good. My life is great. So, sorry. Please ignore the stupid ad. Well, they shouldn't be able to advertise. Is it? I thought gambling was addictive. Isn't it addictive? Yeah. So why are they allowed to advertise it? Stupid way to waste of money.
They get people addicted, I would think.
So check this out. This little thing here. Let me see if I can just show you the picture, and then I can open image in new tab. How about that? There you go. I'm going to have to look at the ads. So this little thing here, it looks like it's 3D printed, doesn't it? That is a battery. But it's an algae battery that is powered by sunlight. So basically, you could put your computer in the window, and it would run forever. Well, until you kill the algae. I can kill anything, so maybe that's part of the problem. It's a low-energy computer chip. Scientists have used algae to power a low-energy computer chip for 6 months. Oh, there you go. Canadian Tire. That's more like the sort of thing they should be pitching me.
Wait, I thought you were saying you could get that at Canadian Tire, and I'm like, what?
No. Well,
Hello?
you could probably get the parts. Is that? No.
It is.
It can't be. Haven't you grown up and you're running a country or something now? What happened?
I mean, a small one, but that's besides the point.
You even sound old. How are you, Noodles?
I'm good. Sorry, it's been a while. I keep meaning to join now that we have like an actual schedule, but
never apologize. Because first off, I'm never on schedule, as you know.
Well, you have been recently.
Not bad, huh?
It's pretty impressive, actually.
You know why?
Why?
Because I'm retired.
Oh, right.
Jane says I'm not really, but I think I am. Jane says I still have to go out and earn money every so often, but I'm not convinced. So how are things? What's up? What's up in the wide world of raccoon noodles?
Oh, well, I'm graduating soon.
Wait a sec. From what? University?
Grade 8.
What?
Oh,
so you got
actually,
a grade. Wait a sec. When
I
did you
just got
change
my
schools?
actually, I'm getting my PhD in
Of course.
physics.
Good. Maybe you could explain it to me then. Okay, so so you're finishing grade 8 and you're going into grade 9. Does that mean you have to change schools and stuff now?
Yeah, I'm going to the same school that Baz is going to.
Shut the front door. Seriously?
Yeah.
He really likes it.
Oh, that's good.
He likes it because he says it's like a big real high school, I think is why he likes it.
Yeah, it is pretty big.
It's huge. Do you know how
scary.
many kids? Do you know how many kids there are?
It's something like over 1,000, just like 1,200.
That's a
like
lot of kids.
Yeah, no, but it's at a high capacity too.
All right, so your job is to go to that school and then get them all to join TechBandits. That's the way to go.
Okay, got it.
Although
we're gonna have an army of people.
I'll tell you, we've had Wolf Pup here every single session, right? Have you never missed one? Have you, Wolf Pup?
No.
Nope.
Oh, wait, no, you have missed at least one.
What?
I got close to missing one, but I didn't.
But he
Really?
came in late. He came in late.
Yeah, it was the Dungeons and Dragons one.
That's right.
Oh no, but I thought you missed one because you were moving.
No, I did it on my phone.
Oh,
that's
God.
right. Yeah, that's right. So in some cases, it's just Wolf Pup and me talking about this stuff. Poor Wolf Pup. Poor Wolf Pup just listens to me babbling on. But Wolf Pup's always got some good ideas. And Wolf Pup has some projects to work on, by the way.
Ooh.
He's got
projects?
He's got inventors kits coming from Mark Rober every month.
Oh, Mark
for the
Rober.
next 6 months. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's going to check that out for us. And we were just talking about using algae to power computers. Which I thought would be way better than, whatever. I mean, like, what do you have any idea? Like, what is your computer must draw a lot of power?
I don't actually know how much it draws.
Do you remember what was the power supply? Was it, I can't remember, was it an 850 watt or whatever it is?
Wait, give me a second.
Can you see?
I think. Listen, I've forgotten most of the parts of my computer. But
you've been using it, I'll bet.
Yeah. I have a feeling that James sent me a list of the parts at some point.
Because James has nothing better to do. James, by the way, is the superhero of TechBandits now, by the way. He's like our go-to brain. He's like the Google of TechBandits.
Oh, no, he didn't. All James has ever sent me is a role for Dungeons and Dragons.
Ah, he didn't try to steal your audience or anything? That's what he did to Gimpy G.
Oh.
Yeah. Lance, whose name online is Gimpy G. That's what he likes to be called. But not a name that we use outside of TechBandits generally, because it's not, he's allowed to say that, but I don't think we are. My entire GCSE year had 36 people in it, said Nixie Geek. You know what I heard? This is weird. So we're in this wonderful little neighborhood, and the school that Baz and Raccoon Noodle went to used to have 75 kids in the classes.
Really?
Yeah. So they were 35
Oh,
and 35. Yeah.
Oh, you mean class graduating?
Well, no. I mean, I'm not sure about the graduate class, but apparently the classes were basically each grade had to be split into 2 classes because there was at least 30 kids in each class. That's how many there were. But because the house prices are going up, less young families are moving into the neighborhood, and they're saying that within the next couple of years, the classes are going to be down to 15 or 16 kids.
Oh, they better be.
Isn't that wild?
That'd be great for the teachers, though. Like,
that'd be and for the kids, my God. But what about you losers who had like 35 kids in your class? You couldn't get a
No, I didn't, because my year was unusually small. We had like 45 kids graduating or something.
Yeah, Baz, it was like 20 something.
No, Baz's years was like massive.
Was massive?
A bunch of kids.
Was it?
Well, not that big considering
why?
other graduating
because it was
classes.
so popular. That's why. It's because Baz was there and everyone wanted to be a part
Oh
of it.
yeah, everyone won because Baz didn't even graduate from that school, did he?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, there was a whole pandemic thing. There was a whole whatever, all sorts of stuff.
Teacher,
by the way, you
wasn't
still
it?
wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Anymore.
Are you not wearing a mask now, Wolf Pup?
No.
But where do you go that you would wear a mask now?
Cool.
School.
Only really places that have a bunch of people.
So do you wear them at school?
No, I don't even bring one anymore.
Really? I thought, and they don't require it anymore at school?
No, they haven't for a while. Since like March break, at least here.
I just feel like I don't want to get sick anyway, so why would I would just wear a mask.
Yeah, I think I'm getting sick. I'm trying to avoid it though.
I've already
Not
gotten
COVID
sick,
sick.
so
You've already had COVID. Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of things I haven't had. I don't want the flu, and I don't want I don't want a cold.
I think I'm getting sick because my sister was sick with not COVID. Don't worry. So especially
COVID?
right now, I'm trying to wear a mask more. It's just because.
Isn't that funny how when anyone like coughs or sneezes now they're all like, it's okay, it's just allergies.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not dying, and I'm not killing anybody. Yeah. All right. Well, I have a bunch of. I got some more science. Let's see what other science I've got going here.
Ooh.
I see. I had some good ones. Well, we talked. Oh, there's a big one coming up. I don't even know if I want to talk about it because I feel like it's just like so political. But anyways, right, this is this plastic. There was a great video that was sent to me by Candy Medusa. Let me see if I can pull this up again. There you go. So, and this is this Greenpeace video, which is just all about the plastics, and they're saying basically like you said before, Wolf Pup, where it's like, wouldn't it just be easier to? Was it you who said this? Wouldn't it be easier just to not use the plastics? Right? So they're saying it's like everywhere. It's like in the air. It's in us. Everywhere
it's in
you go.
the air.
Yeah, but it's in us too because we breathe it in, right?
Yeah.
And it's only been here since like 19 whatever the hell it was. Like it's only started just after the Second World War. But there's so much of it. And they're saying basically like we can come up with all these really cool ways of getting rid of it, right? But why don't we just stop using it? Wouldn't that make more sense? And they're saying the reason we don't is because of the evil oil companies and evil corporations. And do you think all corporations are evil? Do you think that's the case? Do you think that's the case?
No, not all corporations, most likely.
But do you think there's an innate problem with the fact that these companies run on money, not on caring about the planet?
Probably.
Oh my God, they burn plastic? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they burn plastic.
Oh God,
Why?
burning plastic smells horrible.
Bad for everything too.
Yeah.
That's when it gets released into the air, right?
I would assume so. There must be all sorts of toxins, but there must be like some kind of rules. Well, I say that. Who knows? I mean, who makes the rules, right? The people with the money. So I don't know. I mean, I hear an awful lot about people saying like, oh God, corporations are the most evil things on the planet. But I also think like at the same time, they're also probably they're probably in the best situation to stop all this stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, if only they actually cared. Sorry.
But they're humans too, so they've got to.
Yeah.
How do they not care? They're all humans, and a lot of them have kids and things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't quite get it. Oh, Sci-Fi Gal says that her body, I'm assuming their body, did a 7-year reset, and now I have allergies again. You know, mine did the same thing, and it was after COVID. I don't know if it's related at all, but I had COVID, and after COVID, my allergies came back. I started having to use an inhaler again. I'm sneezing and coughing and spluttering. My eyes are all, yeah, whatever.
That sucks.
And my allergies went away.
Did they?
Yeah.
Maybe I got your allergies. Maybe your allergies are catching. It's 'cause you've been hanging around too much is the problem. That's why we need EPA. What were they again? The Environmental Protection Agency? Yeah, I mean, definitely, I feel like the governments have got to step up and go, hey, guys, can we just stop making plastic? Like, surely we're smart enough to come up with a better way to give people
totally
fizzy drinks. Like, can we not have, like, cardboard fizzy drink boxes or something, you know? I mean, it just feels kind of crazy. Every year this happens. Yeah, the allergies things is a pain. People support corporations. People also have shares in corporations and want their share prices to increase. Yes. So do we need to change the way... The question I guess I have is that are we at the end? Is this the end of capitalism? Like, is capitalism the problem, do we think? I don't know.
Sorry. Capitalism?
You know what I mean? Like the idea that markets will correct themselves, that people buy, like prices go up if people want things, and they go down if they don't want them, and supply and demand and all that stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like I'm sort of torn by it because I kind of like the idea that, like I guess that's the problem, right? We want to buy things. We want to be able to buy things when we want them. We want the convenience, but we don't want, like, we can't go back to the days. I mean, well, can we? I guess if we're forced to. Someone once said, what are you going to do? Shut the world down to stop pollution? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, why would that ever happen? Then, of course, there's a pandemic and we shut the world down, right? I mean, so maybe should we be shutting it down for pollution as well?
Okay, I have a very good idea on how to fix this.
Do it. What do you got? Bring it on, inventor.
Just turn the world off and turn it back on again.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? Haven't we just done that? And it came back online, and everyone's yelling at each other and hates everybody and gets mad at everybody about everything. You know what I mean?
Just thinking about everything like that just gives me a headache, I swear.
Wait, Boston Asian Gamer has a really good point. We need plastic for our collectible action figures of Dr. McKay. That was my character on Stargate. You're true. That's true. That is a good use of plastic. Don't burn
I
those.
just have headache.
You have a headache now?
Mildly. It's okay.
Really? I hate headaches.
Yeah. No, it's not like a bad one. My head just hurts a bit. I think I'm dehydrated.
Yeah, you got to watch that. That's why I'm drinking my...
It's so hot today.
Have you got mango
Cold here.
You done mango bubbly yet?
Mango. Ooh.
Mango bubbly is my favorite. We should get sponsored by them. Everybody, drink mango bubbly in a tin. Wait a sec, are tins any good? Wait a sec, you know what I heard? I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe someone in the chat can let me know. I heard that inside these cans, they put plastic.
Well, obviously you can recycle it, because otherwise they would have said you couldn't.
I don't know. They say we're recycling plastic, and we're not recycling it all. Some of it's getting burned. A lot of it's just getting dumped in other countries, right?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it's a plastic liner. Abadus says there's a plastic liner. Crap! I thought I was being good with this. I'm using a tin and a plastic bag.
Oh, God.
Michael Bublé, why would you lie to us?
Yeah, is it bubbly or buble?
I say Bublé because it's funnier.
No, but that ad confuses me so much because I don't know whether they're like it's.
I think it's bubbly.
I think it is bubbly, but
gotta be bubbly.
The ad is confusing.
But that's why I say Bublé, just because it's just more fun to confuse people.
Yeah. Someone
dissolved the metal in acid, and all that was left was the pop in the liner. Oh, that's cool. Really? Oh, that's neat. Did you get that? Someone dissolved all of the metal around the plastic, so there was just a bag of pop. That's very neat. Egg Beckett, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, everybody, get this. Baz and I, no, we don't stream together really anymore, but Baz and I have been officially streaming for 3 years. So we're gonna have a party on Friday, and we're gonna start like in the morning, and we're gonna like stream all day, and then at the end of the day, I'm gonna raid his channel. And he's going to stream until all night, probably knowing him. He'll just go forever. He'll fall asleep, probably. Yeah. So, oh, my God. Deathnate is taking NyQuil, throat drops, and drinking tea. Good luck. Pac Mom! How are you, Pac Mom?
Pac Mom!
Yeah, Pac Mom. This is all the old crowd's still here. Yeah. You may grow up and move on, but us old folks, we're still here. All right. Let me get some more science. Okay, what is that? That's not what I was looking at. I have to stop that because it's...
What is anything?
Okay, what is anything, man? Come on, man. Okay, what have I got? This was interesting, actually. Do you want more depressing news? This is great.
Sure.
Tires.
Yeah, I know they're evil, aren't they?
Tires suck. Like, I didn't really think of it, but a lot of... Remember we were talking about the spider webs and how they were picking up all this garbage and stuff, Wolf Pup? It was picking up all this pollution, right? It's picking up, like, heavy metals and plastics and all this stuff. They were saying, like, 10%, 10%
that
of the
doesn't
spider
sound
web.
too good.
No, exactly. Like, 10% of the spider web had, like, plastic in it. And then we got distracted. We started talking about goats that were having spider milk. Yeah, it's a whole... yeah, they
That's like the time we talked about if dolphins have morals.
Exactly. That was you.
That was me.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm still convinced. Are there evil dolphins?
There could be. And if there
Exactly.
are, I want a t-shirt. I fully support evil dolphins.
You know
If
what?
I was a dolphin, I'd kick human ass. Like
that's a good idea. We should make evil dolphin
evil
t-shirts.
dolphin t-shirts. Yeah, I got to start making more merch. All right. So there's apparently a lot of the crap that they're finding in spider webs in the cities is kicked up by the wheels of cars, right? And they're saying that in this article, they're saying that the more of those, you know, when you see those sort of like those rubber marks on the sidewalk and on the
Skid
road
marks,
and stuff,
yeah.
skid marks, I guess, yeah. So the more of those they see, the higher the content of rubber and tire materials they're finding in the spider webs.
Huh. So wait, what about like bicycle tires?
But I'm guessing it'd be the same issue, right? Because they wear down as well. Like you can't, like, you know, have you ever had to change? I've had to change tires on bicycles before because they've worn out, right?
Yeah.
You're probably not old enough, but when they
Like
get,
I haven't personally done that, but yeah,
right.
I know.
It's such a pain in the ass, and take it to a shop. It's so much easier. Changing tires on a bicycle is just miserable, or on actually on a car too, for that matter. Are we talking about that Tree of Horrors Simpson episode with the dolphins? Exactly, Boston.
Ooh, what?
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Anything that's ever been done has been done on Simpsons already.
Fair enough. That's probably why. Here, it's not that they've predicted everything. It's just that they've done everything.
I think we are going to end up like Wall-E. You know, GNM42 says we're going to end up like Wall-E. Do you think we're going to end up like fat, floating around on things like hovercraft and drinking weird fluids that instead of food and things?
I know. I haven't seen Wall-E in a while. I've watched it like once, I think. I should watch it again. But anyways, I know that those people are like bad and that's a bad thing. But sometimes that's, what if we could just live out in space and live eternally?
I mean, isn't that what Elon Musk and Bezos and all the millionaires are trying to do? Or the billionaires?
Yeah.
They're all just trying to get out of space for some reason. I wonder why. But do you think you could own
their
planet?
money could probably do a lot for the environment.
If it was used for that instead of throwing millionaires out into space. That's what I say. There's an interesting point here that I saw. Oh yeah, someone was saying, I've actually seen this. Have you seen these buildings that they make out of old tires? So they basically take tires.
That sounds familiar.
They take tires, they put dirt in it, and they pound the dirt into the tire, and then they're just amazing insulation, right? So they can keep the heat out or keep the cool out.
That's cool.
Where were you going? What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say a big problem is glass.
A big problem with what?
The environment, actually. Glass.
Really? I thought glass, we just melted it down and used it again.
No, it's not. So it's not the actual glass. It's not the material. It's the making of glass.
Oh.
But not the making of glass specifically. It's okay. So it's obtaining sand is the big issue.
What? There's sand everywhere. There's some in my shoe right now.
Yeah, that's what you think, right? Or
do
you
you
might
have
say
shoes
there's
on?
deserts full of sand, right? There's so much sand.
In my socks.
One thing, desert sand can't be used. It has to be a specific type of sand, or else
Seriously?
it's like, yeah, we saw a whole documentary on this, and it's cool.
Oh, what's the name of the documentary? Do you remember?
Let me see. I think it's called Sand Wars.
Sand Wars. I read a great book
Documentary
called...
/ thriller. Oh yeah, I guess it could be a thriller.
Sand Wars.
Made in 2013. So basically, they're saying that the basic gist is that we're running out of easily accessible sand. So like people start like dredging in like oceans and stuff, and that's causing issues around like islands getting smaller and stuff like that. Because
well, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
Wait till we
right.
Get to that.
So,
this is the Sand Wars trailer, but for some reason I can't hear it.
Would look
I
very
know,
different.
because the sound's off.
We would have no glass.
that makes sense. I can tell you if that's the right one.
Is this
I'm
the right
looking.
one?
We would have no buildings.
Yeah, I think
We're
so.
just not
We would have
aware
no
of how
buildings.
important sand is to our daily lives.
Does that
But
guy
they're
look
saying
familiar?
like people just
Sand
keep
is
another big
massively
issue is people keep
underestimated
building
resource.
massive
Can't build that.
structures with no use for them.
Huh. Well,
Yeah,
except
so
that,
like
but aren't
there's
we
a
worried
whole
about? But we're all freaked out about like where people are gonna live. Isn't there a whole push to get more high rises going because we're like we're trying to get more houses for people, right? More affordable houses.
the thing about that, there's a difference between people. There's a ton of course, there's a ton of high rises and buildings being built, but like a lot of those are like single person apartments. That's not really helping anyone.
Well, except if you're single and you need an apartment.
Well, yeah, but like the big issue I think is families, right?
Stupid families. God. Oh, what's that? Yeah, okay. What's wrong with the families though? But that's lots of people living in a house.
Yeah, that's why the issue is just that like they're building all these apartments and like apartments and stuff like this and places, but the people that really need it are families, not like people like single like they don't need bachelor apartments.
Right.
They need, like
Yeah, I see. So they need like affordable living spaces for families of numerous people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But the whole Sand Wars thing, it was talking about like Dubai is a big issue with that. Because like first of all, they're artificial islands.
Right.
So much sand. And like they
use the sand for the artificial islands?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would have thought they'd need something more sort of solid somehow. But I guess
they probably added some other stuff, but they used a lot of sand for it too.
All right, I'm looking it up. All right. Where did you say? What were we talking about? Which city was it?
Dubai.
Dubai. That's it. Dubai. I knew it was something like that. No, I didn't. I've forgotten entirely. All right. Dubai, the most populous city in the United Arab Emirates. Boy, they've got some issues too, don't they? The United Arab Emirates. There's some human rights issues there too, isn't there?
Yeah, yes. They do scrape it off sorry, someone chat. Yeah, they scrape it off like the ocean floor, and that causes like issues with like smaller islands near there because the ocean fills itself back in, and then sand goes away from those islands, so it's like literally making those islands disappear.
Huh. Well, and the other advantage, of course, is if you can build your own islands, then you have your own, like, you basically get your own, you're getting your own territory, really, aren't you? Isn't that what isn't China slowly trying to create islands further out into sea so they can claim more of the sea as their own?
Probably. Oh yeah, someone said that many islands in Dubai are being eroded back into the sea. Yeah. So they're building these islands and then they just kind of go back because
Orb Ponderer CZ. Is that Czech? Got here just recently, but yeah, also heard sand is a huge issue globally. I did not know. See, this is what I love about TechBandits is you guys don't learn nothing, but I learn lots of stuff because I get to go to school again, and I haven't I've been there for 1,000 years. Dinosaurs roamed the earth. We had to like kick the velociraptors out of the school halls every time we went to school. That's how
that's another thing about Dubai that is they have a lot of. I think there's a very This is me trying to remember stuff from the documentary, so it might not be 100% right.
Fake news. Got it.
I think Dubai is a place. It has a big like wealth gap. So like, there's a lot of really, really, really rich people in Dubai, but there's a lot of really, really, really poor people in Dubai too.
Do you think that's the case everywhere, or do you think it seems to be worse in oil countries, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I just think it's really bad in Dubai. So like. For example, the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, blah, 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 blah. Probably heard of it, right? It's like something like, it's an apartment building. It's something like 90% of the rooms are empty, something like that.
Jesus.
But they keep building more.
In the hopes that people will, I mean, I gotta say, it's an impressive, it comes up on my Apple TV. They have those they have like screensavers. And one of them is Dubai, and I'm always like, oh my god, I kind of want to go there because as a geek, it's like such a geek city. Like it's all.
Oh, it is impressive. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying
it's like a giant LED.
They just keep building and consuming more materials. Where like nobody needs that stuff. What they really need is like their wealth gap is just really big. I just know that. Like there is big wealth gaps everywhere, but theirs is substantially big. Like
I can't remember what it was. I have to look through my bookmarks to see what it was talking about. But they were saying that oil nations are the worst for that because the countries get rich on the oil, wherever there's a lot of money, there's always a lot of people trying to vie for that power to control that money.
Not in America.
Oh, you still have that weird thing on your mic where you get that weird like radio signals or something.
Me?
Yeah. There's
Is
like
it happening right now?
It was for a little bit. It happens like when you stop talking. Here, don't talk.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay, if it does that, I just have to like join and then.
You go back out and come back in again. That's just so weird that it does that. Anyways,
Yeah.
and the point was basically that, you know, the oil wealth rarely gets down unless you're like in Scandinavia or something, one of those Scandinavian countries. The oil wealth doesn't really trickle down. It kind of stays at the top. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's terrible for the environment as well. So there's that aspect as well. It's superficially amazing, but it's like one of those dystopian metropolis type systems where the super rich people are crazy wealthy and then everyone else is poverty stricken. Wow.
Yeah, and like that's the thing about Dubai. It's like
Nigeria the same apparently. We're going to have to.
Yeah, it's just there's like crazy rich people, and these crazy rich people have like nothing to do, so they build more big buildings and they make more big structures, and well, there's like a lot of people just in poverty that you don't see that, right? You don't.
Elizabeth with a Z says that we're going to have the same problem with capitalism here because the ability of capitalists to make money without relying on labor force will increase, so they'll continue to hoard wealth. So the idea basically, this is like my silly theory, is that all of these millionaires, they don't want to hire people. They're not worried about like worker rights and stuff because they want to replace those humans with robots.
That's
Amazon,
not a silly theory. That's probably true.
Yeah, I don't think Jeff Bezos wants people working in the warehouses. He wants
because if he doesn't pay the people to work in the warehouses, then he gets more money.
Exactly, and he doesn't have any labor disputes, and he doesn't have people getting sick or making stupid mistakes or sabotaging or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have to worry about workers' rights. He doesn't have to worry about any of that. Exactly. So why would you?
I thought Bill Gates had a really good idea, which kind of reminds me of like it's kind of a vibe. It's kind of a vibe pup, wolf pup idea. The idea is that he was saying that we should tax robots as if they were employees, right? So you go, okay, so how many people's work does this robot do? Oh, 4 people? Okay, great. So you pay into the system for 4 people's worth of and again, it would still be cheaper, right? You don't have to pay the guy's salary. You're just paying the taxes and whatever it is that's, the employment tax and stuff. That money then goes to the people who are no longer, they could use, maybe they could retrain, or maybe there's a universal income, whatever happens. Because eventually humans are going to be too slow, stupid, and whatever to do most of the work, right? Because automation will do a better job of most of it. What are you saying?
Basically just taxing the unliving.
Yeah. But I mean, you tax the company that owns the robot. I thought it was a brilliant idea because you go like, so there's a tax because they've got to, if you're not paying taxes, I mean, a lot of these companies don't pay a lot of tax anyways. I don't know. It sounds a bit, people will probably get mad at me for sounding socialist and woke or whatever, but I just like the idea that
I think that's
we got to come up with a system. We got to come up with a system that looks after the people.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do that because then unless you buy the thing, then you can't really tax it in a way that makes sense in probably most people's heads.
What do you mean?
Because if you tax a robot, are you either going to tax the person or the
I guess you would tax the company that owns the robot. So
but they are no longer in control of that robot.
No, but not the company that sells the robot.
Oh,
not the company that makes
sorry.
it.
The company that's bought the robot, basically.
Yeah, because they would own it.
And a lot like Amazon built its own robots, right? I mean, for a while, Google was building its own robots. I don't know if they still are, but so the idea being is that whoever is using the robot to replace a human, then maybe a lesser percentage than it would cost to have a human, but at least some money should be going towards like job retraining or whatever it is for the people who are being replaced. Because here's the other thing is like people think of like, oh, what are we going to do when workers in factories don't have any jobs and stuff? You know what I'd be more worried about right now? I'd be more worried about like I'd worried about teachers. Because again, what if people could just learn stuff off a screen? Why do they need teachers running around? Or
God, no. Sorry.
But why do they need as many teachers? Right? You could still.
Why do you need as many teachers? I don't know, but all I know is I'm never doing online learning again. I will just quit. I will quit. I will
Well, okay,
actually
so
quit.
but let's say you go into school and all of your lesson plans are online, but you have a teacher who you will, you can talk to about other stuff, or you could.
You know why they need teachers?
Why?
Because I think teachers are more than just people that teach you.
I
That sounds
agree.
weird.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Absolutely. But again, in a system that's going like, oh my God, we've got more people, we've got less time, we've got less money. It's always, we're going to be constantly pushing at how do we automate stuff? How do we make stuff easier to do? Maybe not as well, but at least we make it, that's and the other one, lawyers. What did lawyers spend most of their time doing?
I could not answer you. I don't know a lot of lawyers.
Reading and analyzing documents. What's really, really good at reading and analyzing documents?
Lawyers.
And
I'm sorry. Robots.
Good.
I know
Oh
you.
my God.
I know who would answer your.
No, that's very
for.
good. I was like, damn, she's fast. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the only job of a lawyer would be to get up there and as someone said just in the chat there, Boston Asian Gamer saying BSing. Their job is to get up and talk to a jury or whatever. So I mean, there would still be roles for lawyers, but there won't be as many, if that makes sense, right? Think about photographers. What about photographers who used to get paid for their stock photography? Now you just sign up and people do their stock photography on a phone. If I need a photo of something and I don't want to pay for it, I just go outside and take a photograph of it, right? I mean,
but I would still hire professional photographers for certain situations.
For certain things, yeah. Like when we had our wedding, which was 15 years ago today, by the way.
Nice!
Yep.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, trickery and deceit.
Yeah. So instead of spending a nice anniversary, you're down in your basement talking to us.
Exactly. But I'll have you know, she's doing an online training course. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not.
I'm kidding.
I've started doing. I've started trying to do. Instead of buying cards, I try to do my own cards now. And so I did a little picture of our dog, Huzzah, and her favorite car, which is this old 1969 Moggy, Morris Minor that she has in England. So I drew a little picture of a Moggy with the dog standing on the car and stuff. So that's
don't worry, David. I'm kidding. My parents don't even really celebrate their anniversary. They No, they kind of both collectively forget about it.
I know we're pretty bad about it, but I just felt like this year was 15 years, and we've got
yeah.
And Jane booked she's got some fancy dinner, kind of near us. I think we can walk to it. And I got her a little
15
mini
years?
bottle of champagne. Yeah. Baz was 1 year old at our wedding.
Huh.
Well, sort of. It's complicated. We actually had a wedding before, but we didn't invite anybody. We just had it in Hawaii by ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we had our actual wedding was in England, and Baz was 1 year old and was supposed to be running down.
Right.
He ran down with the ring and stuff. I think he ran off with the ring. I had to change his nappy halfway through. It was just it was a great night. We had it at a castle.
Oh wow. No, just
Warwick
I was gonna
Castle.
say.
Yeah.
The reason I was shocked about 15 is my parents have been almost married for 25 years now.
Wow. I've been married for longer than 15 years, but not to the same person.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm old, and I'm Jane's my second wife.
Oh.
I'm Jane's second husband.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that. It's 15 years for Jadem42 as well. Picture on Facebook. Yes, you're right. I sent a picture of the family on Facebook. Yeah. All right. More science. Got some more science. Nice try distracting me from science, but it's not going to work. Yes, it will. It always works. Distracting me always works. Oh, I thought I'd throw this one out here. So this is, no, not Discord, Chrome. So this is all about asteroids, but I love this video because it described asteroids as giant, dirty space snowballs. Which I thought was actually a perfect image. I suddenly went, oh, okay, now I know exactly what an asteroid looks like. It's a big, dirty space snowball. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah. So, and the reason why I bring this up is because apparently, I don't know what group it is that's trying to do it. I'll have to look it up. Let me see what I've got here. Was it Nature that was saying about this? Yes. Look at that, first guess. It's called the Comet Interceptor. Will be the first probe to be parked in space waiting for the ideal target, possibly one from outside the solar system. So this is a satellite that they're working on that that is just sitting there waiting for some poor defenseless asteroid, giant dirty snowball, to come flying by, and it's going to nab it and examine it and see what it can do with it. Which is kind of cool. But what the heck do we need asteroids for? Just out of curiosity, what do you like? This was something that I was like, what? Why do we even
minerals? Is there stuff in them?
I guess so. This is it. So this was saying. Let me see if I can get to the part where it actually says what's going on. Nope, it's not working. Their video's not. It's not like a YouTube video. Won't let me do what I'm trying to do.
Space beyond Neptune.
Oh, there you go. It's gonna tell me all about Neptune now. Nope. It's gonna jump again. Jump again. Oh, here we go. So they were saying that we can literally be examining them. These can literally have come from outside of the solar system. And they're so...
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So we get a sense of like what else is out there. Also, apparently some of this ice and debris and stuff can be from the beginning, from like the Big Bang. So basically it allows us, they're almost like little time capsules where we can look and see, you know, what the universe was made up of. You know, because these are basically like bits of debris that have been sort of kicked off by the creation of planets and all that kind of stuff. So,
Standard stuff, you know.
What was that?
Standard stuff, you know.
Yeah, standards. So they're giant, dirty space snowballs, time capsules. Yeah, the name's just getting too long. It's getting more complicated now. And the idea was that, because you got lots of ice and water and sorts of, and of course, and as you say, eventually, I imagine that we're going to want to figure out what's going on with the minerals in there. Because if we could find an asteroid that's made out of gold or something,
or if you could find an asteroid made out of a mineral you've never found before, that'd be cool. Or
silica. If we're worried about sand, don't we need like some of that stuff?
I think, yeah.
I mean,
there's a
Space
solution to that, by the way, is grinding up old like glass, and you can make sand out of that.
Why don't we do that? Are we not doing that?
Why don't we do that? Because it's expensive. It's more expensive than, you know, just digging it up.
As always, we're just gonna keep digging stuff up until we run out of it. Is that it?
Yeah, because sand is like free technically.
Well, yes, until it's not. There you go. So it is silicates. Wait a sec. So silicates are part of asteroids. They're silicone and oxygen atoms together, and they are the most common form of mineral on Earth. Well, then why are we so worried about it? Asteroids generally take 3. Wow. Okay. So I'm just looking to see if what they say is in. Oh my God! They have footage of an asteroid hitting the planet. You want to see that?
Ooh.
Check this out.
Oh, hi, Buzz.
Right. Check this out. Yo, Iron Ham. We're just gonna watch. I'm just gonna watch asteroid hitting the planet. You want to see that? I guess does that mean it becomes a meteorite? It's a meteorite once it hits the planet, right? Isn't that it? Here we go.
When asteroids collide,
check it out.
The leftover bits and pieces can make their way toward Earth.
You go. Check it out. Look at this.
In 2013.
Look at that. Boom. How insane is that?
And what do
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Like that looks like something out of a movie. It just looks fake. Look at it. It's like, look, a cute
bits
little
and pieces can make their way toward Earth.
And then
as they did over Russia in 2013.
And then that's just like a giant explosion. That is so neat. 2013. I don't know anything about that. Anyways.
No, it probably wasn't too big enough. If it didn't cause much damage, it wouldn't be on the news.
Hey, Iron Ham, how'd it go today?
It was fine.
That sounds very non-committal. You're done on Thursday, right? So Friday we're doing our big long 3-year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What food are you eating now?
Beer.
Beer? Are you drinking my fake beer? Damn it. I found the best fake beer ever.
I think you mean 3% alcohol.
No, it's not 3%. It's 0.03.
Sorry, 0.3%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the fake beer. It's the best. It tastes almost like beer, but I don't drink the beer anymore. So now I just drink the fake stuff. Ooh.
It's a great thing to drink before I go to the orthodontist.
Oh, you got to go before you go. Oh, you got to go to the orthodontist today as well.
Oh,
Are you getting the tracks taken off yet? What's going on?
Nah.
Not yet.
I actually got my braces off.
Sweet.
Nice.
Was it painful?
Yeah. No.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
What,
No, not pain.
getting them taken off wasn't. How do they take them off? Because they're stuck on pretty good. I would have thought.
Yes, they are. They don't.
How do
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know. I think what they did, right? It's kind of hard to see when they're.
But they're not
when you
chiseling away at them or anything.
No, they just take a thing and they just snap them off, and then they they use a little what should I call it? A little
The little drill,
no, a little like
a sander, a Dremel.
Yeah, some kind of like little drill thing to just like sand it down almost, I
Well,
guess.
Pac Mum will know this. Pac Mum will know what you're talking about. I'm sure she's done that before. Wow. Okay, but they just snapped off.
Yeah. When they can just snap them off, it really makes you realize how fragile they are.
Yeah, no kidding. If you snap them off my teeth would come. I broke my teeth. Did I tell you that? I broke my front 4 teeth.
Oh.
I don't know how. I think I was grinding my teeth at night or something. I woke up in the morning. I was like, and it was like bits of tooth. So I have to get all 4 of my front teeth replaced.
That's lovely.
Well, not replaced, but they have to like shave them down and put things on them.
Yeah.
They're called veneers or something. Which brand of fake beer? Okay, it was.
It's a tool that snaps off the bracket, and then they use the polishing disc to remove the
residual.
Residual.
Residual?
Thank you.
No, residual cement.
Residual.
See,
you're
I told you Pac Mum would know. There's always someone in the chat who knows, and Pac Mum is one of them. One of the more fabulous ones, I might add. So it's a tool that snaps off the bracket, and then they use a polishing disc. Oh, that's something I should show you as well. Talk about the most amazing tools on the planet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, watching someone get their braces removed.
Okay, this blew my mind. Blew my mind. Have you ever seen this thing used before? This is the Lego brick separator, and I've had one. I've had one for years. Yeah. Have you ever used it properly? Apparently not.
Yes, I think I have.
I've used it like once properly. But this is if you want to change your mind, I mean, have a whole new perspective on the world of Lego, just watch this video and you will learn how to use the Lego separator, because it was
I've used that before.
Yeah, I've used it, but I've not. This one has. There are things that they do with this that I didn't even know, right? I didn't even know you could do the things that they're doing with this one. He has one where he just goes. He has one where he just goes, or she goes, and it just runs it along the bricks, and they all just come popping off. It's like amazing. Okay. I've done that before. What they're doing there.
I've never done that.
I've done this. No, I haven't done this. No, I haven't done that either. And then what else they got here? The lever. Here we go. We're using the lever now. What else we got here? The lever, step 2. This one. Okay, now how does this work? I wanted to see how this worked. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces stuck together like that. Okay.
I do this all the time.
This?
Not like...
Look, so he's sticking it to the bottom and then
I
using
do that. I've done that.
Really? I've never done that. I didn't know that even you could do that.
That's the only way I thought you could use it.
Oh. Well, see, they haven't got to that. Now they're doing... Now I don't know what he's doing now. Oh, now he's going and doing... Oh, that's good.
It's useful.
That you push down?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that makes total sense. That's great. Anyways, it was like someone went... It was like someone just explained how to use a can opener, and I had been doing it wrong all these years or something. You know?
The issue with this, though, is sometimes the Lego pieces are so stuck on that when you try to lever it up, it just lets go. That's when you got an issue.
What's the pin remover?
Oh, it's going to be like...
Oh, that's... Yeah. I'm always struggling with... Oh, that's what that's... Of course that's what it's for. See? I'm trying to pull it out with my teeth and stuff, and that's probably how I broke my teeth. Was that it? There was one more they didn't show us, the one where they slide along, popping things up. It was really good.
That's not that video. There's another one.
Is there another one that has that? Have I got the wrong video? Damn it.
Yeah, I watched a video where a guy teaches you how to actually use it, and he's using it upside down and stuff, and it looks very
Oh
satisfying.
my god, it's the best. Is this? Where's the most recent one? I'm looking for the most recent one. Let's go by videos, and let's go by everything.
I might be able to
Was
find
it this one? Was it the everything you need to know? Is it, or am I feel
I'm
like
pretty sure it is everything you need to know.
I think it must be this one. I think it's this one. This if it has this beginning thing where it shows you the. Nope, it's not a snowboard. I did think it was a snowboard. Duckbill, no, it's not. Perry the platypus. Okay, good joke. Now get on with it. Come on. Nope, it's not Santa Claus. Oh, for God's sake, get on with it. I don't think this is the one. Unless they do this thing where he runs it down the Lego. And what's that? Is it like a flexi one?
Sure, it's this one.
That's a different one. Well, I didn't know there was a history of them. This is the new one. The updated 2012 one. I want to see if it's got... There's this one thing that they do that I was like, oh my God, that blew my mind. Let me see if I can find it. Nope. I don't think this is the one. I don't know that it is. I don't see it. Nope. It's still not doing it. I'm just trying to find the exact one. There's one where they literally ran it down. No, this is not the one either. This is crazy. Why can I not find the one that... Anyways, I'll look it up and see if I can find it. There's one that shows you this... They do this thing where he just goes zipping along, like knocking the pieces out, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But for some reason, it's not at the top of my list, which I'm really surprised at. I'm very surprised. Okay. All right. But once again, I've been distracted. Isn't that some things never change, right? Raccoon noodles?
Never.
Exactly. All right. So I think if I covered all the other ones before I get to this one will kill us. The one that I'm about to bring up is it's just gonna be like we're gonna get demonetized. We're gonna get it's just all gonna fall apart. Okay, what have I got? Dubai. Anything else in here? I'm looking through my list of stuff. I've done the algae powered computing, which I just think is so freaking cool. Just the idea of being able to power a computer with algae just seems like the perfect solution to me. Okay, that's PBS Asteroids. We've caught asteroids. Okay, are you ready for the most divisive one ever?
Yeah.
You ready? You sure?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Here it goes. I'll bring it up now. What the heck is going on with swimming? So swimming has become the center of the trans sport debate.
Why swimming?
Apparently they have banned... Now, and please pardon me if I'm not saying this right. I am an old, white, straight male, so I get everything wrong. A trans woman? No,
yep.
Or is that right? So is a trans woman someone who used to be a male but has become a female?
A trans woman is someone who identifies as female. Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently they're talking about banning them from swimming. And I don't know whether...
Swimming or from women's swimming?
It's college swimming is far more talked about sport in America, but this year's National Collegiate Athletic Association Women's Swimming and Diving Championship, which takes place between March 16th and 19th in Atlanta, have attracted unusual attention. Most of it's focused on a single athlete, Leah Thomas from the University of Pennsylvania. Miss Thomas has already broken the previous competitions. I can't. Do I have to pay to get into this? Oh, stupid paywalls. I think I might actually be able to log in. Hang on. But so basically, I believe it's college sports. Let me see if I think I may have actually signed up for this because The Economist has some great articles. All right, let me see if this works.
My mom has their magazines.
Yeah, we used to get the magazine. I just figure it just makes sense just to have it like okay, I've got it back in. So Miss Thomas has already broken records in previous competitions. She won a 1650-yard freestyle race by 38 seconds, which is freaking huge. I mean, Baz, people were winning.
Was that the male competition or is that female?
Well, female. I believe female.
Swimming?
Yeah, she's a women's swimmer. So,
yeah,
but not.
No, I'm saying in TSC they didn't do that.
Okay, so because although but we're talking about people are winning swim races by like point something 0.000 of a second, right? Even in like high school, they're winning by 0.00 of a second. So to win by 38 seconds, that's considerable. So apparently this Miss Thomas identifies herself as a woman. Biologically, she is a male. Her dominant performances have thrust her into the center of the debate around whether transgender women, males who, like Miss Thomas, identify as a woman, should be allowed to compete in the women's sport. It is an argument that is increasingly splitting the sport in America and beyond. So they're saying, I guess, so the teammates are supportive of her new identity, but they said that biologically, Leah holds an unfair advantage in the women's category.
I agree with that. I'm with the teammates.
But do they? What's the science behind that? Okay,
Well,
so Miss
men
Science
genetically generate more muscle than women.
Yeah.
Genetically.
So
So automatically, if a male goes into if a biological male goes into a all-female sports tournament, they will have a genetic advantage.
So they're saying testosterone is the main male sex hormone and a potent anabolic steroid.
I actually think the best way to change this, the best way to do this, is to stop splitting it by male and female.
But that's how.
Now that sounds weird, but like I mean, like split it by genetics. Like,
So, but
does that make
how?
sense?
Okay, but if I guess the question I have, and I don't know entirely, I don't know the science behind this, but I guess the concern is that was it levels of testosterone so surge during puberty, which is the main reason why adult males outperform females in almost every sport. In swimming, the women's world record for the 400-meter freestyle stands at 3 minutes and 56 seconds, while the men's record is 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So they're saying that the testosterone levels are what are giving her an advantage. So the concern, I guess, this is what I find interesting about this is are we at a point now with swimming where we can choose to be either inclusive, or like quote unquote fair? Like, it doesn't make any sense to have competitions if someone is 35 seconds ahead of everyone else because they have more testosterone or whatever. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking.
Sorry, can you say that one time?
Well, if this woman has an advantage because of the levels of testosterone in her body because she was originally male, does that mean is that an unfair advantage, I guess, is the question. And Baz, you're saying you think that's an unfair advantage?
100.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yes and no.
But how do you stop that?
Why wouldn't it be an unfair advantage? Like, obviously, I'm not saying that if a girl tries, like if a woman tries, like, women are automatically worse than men at sports. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's just genetically men were like genetically have more like advantages in sports like that. So I think if a biological male goes into a all-female swim tournament, they will genetically have an advantage.
So because of the testosterone levels, they're saying, so I can't read this. I'll have to go back to the other section to see what someone's actually saying. But what have I done? What have I done to the chat? I can't see the chat anymore. Okay. Yes. Apparently it goes beyond current testosterone levels. What the levels were at when going through puberty and development of fast-acting muscles.
Medicine,
I see.
Though, to lower that. Or like you can put estrogen. I don't know if that's
Yeah. No, there
You
is.
put
But the
estrogen
one thing
in.
about that is you can't expect every trans person to get gender changing
No, I'm saying
surgery.
if you do, it'll lower your testosterone.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So what do you do if someone identifies as female but is actually male? Not actually male. Sorry, that's the wrong way of putting it. But who is male who identifies as female? See, this is what happens when you're old and
biologically.
yes,
You
I
could just
can't.
say biologically.
Is that what you say though? Is that
Yeah.
is that
Biologically.
So if you're biologically male but you identify as female, are you allowed to swim as a female in the female? Like that seems.
Sorry.
that seems clearer to me than someone who has actually transitioned to female.
Wait, sorry. Can you say that one more time? I'm a little confused by what you mean.
Well, I guess my question is if someone is physically male, but identifies, biologically male. Oh boy, is biologically
if someone
male.
is biologically male but identifies as female,
Right? Are they allowed to swim with the female swim team?
in the female like competitions.
But if you're female, if you're biologically male and then and then have all the you transition to become female, are you allowed to? Like, is there a difference, do you think?
What I'm saying personally is I think it shouldn't be split by gender. It should be split by biology, if that makes sense. Though I don't know if that's
I think that's how it is. It just hasn't been defined as that.
Yeah.
What do you mean by biology? But like, you mean by what they were?
Like,
it should be like competitions where it's like male gender versus female gender. It should be like biologically, are you a male versus biologically female?
Like,
I think it's
did
what
you
you're trying to say.
transition at an early age that will affect your muscle growth and your buildup and stuff like that?
I mean, because they're very worried about doping and people using steroids and stuff to help enhance, like any performance enhancing drugs they're concerned about. It just seemed, I was quite shocked to hear that they just sort of banned trans women from the sport.
From the sport entirely, I think that's
from competition.
That's completely wrong.
But they're talking about maybe starting. I think someone suggested this already. I think maybe even you, Raccoon Noodles, an open, like just start one that's for people who for everybody else type.
Yeah,
thing.
because like there's people who are non-binary too, which means you don't identify like.
A transgender individual can transition in clothing only. I see. Okay, so but then I guess my question, of course, Pac-Mom, again, you would know a lot about this, of course, because she's studied all sorts of stuff about this because as it relates to dental care. So transition means something different to everyone. There can be no end. I see. Well, but that does make it very difficult for a sports competition to figure it out, right? I thought this was like, I don't know how to answer this. Like, this is one of those ones where I just go like, I have no idea how you do this. Pac-Mom, do you have any thoughts on this? I'm curious to know what Pac-Mom thinks about it. If a woman takes testosterone in sports, it counts as doping. So a born man with the normal testosterone amount in women's sport is legal and no doping. So a born man. I see. So you should be. I don't think there is a real answer for this at the moment. I'm sure there isn't, Boston Asian Gamer. I mean, I'm not. I just, again, I feel like I'm so old and out of touch with this stuff. I wondered what the TechBandits had, what thoughts they had on this as well.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, this was not something that was just never debated. I mean, it was just.
So personally, the reason that I say that don't divide by gender. So.
Oh, Pac-Man's suggesting maybe a handicap system like in golf. So you get docked a bit of time depending on the perceived advantage you have based on whatever the specifics are. But then I just feel like then you're watching a race
very hard
and
to monitor. Someone
could come in third and end up winning. Like, it would just seem weird. It makes it interesting. Okay. Some women have too much natural testosterone and need to take suppressors in sports. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, I can hear Mom.
The reason I say dividing by like male, like divide by like. Okay, wait. Sorry. How do I explain this? Dividing by biology and not like male or female. I think. I don't know. I just know that I know a lot of. I have a couple friends who are like trans, and I just know that if they had to participate in a sport that like was their quote unquote biological gender, and they had to participate in like, let's say, a female sport, that would really suck for them because they aren't females. So it's kind of like.
Well, and this is what
I think the best my idea or my solution would be for this is that you race depending on like certain brackets of testosterone levels. So like
Yes,
let's say you have low
or
brackets
something
of
like that,
testosterone
right?
levels. So
Oh,
like you have
that's
high
good.
testosterone, you
So you'd all
race
do
in
a
a certain
test.
bracket.
So you'd all
So
do a
like no matter,
test.
it's not really like if a biological woman has high testosterone, they'd
Yeah.
race the other people with high testosterone.
Oh,
I think it should matter on
interesting.
that rather than whatever the gender it is. I
Well,
don't
because
think
then
people should
again,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want people taking testosterone, having to take anti-testosterone medication just because they want to race. So
Yeah.
that's actually a good idea. So instead of
Yeah.
doing it, so you would just do it by levels of, you can have a whole
bracket.
Or
rainbow
whatever,
of
you know,
different ones.
whatever
Thanks, Ham.
affects
That's
sports
good.
like that in general.
That's good, Ham. That's good. Based on average time, so that's true. Divisions, yeah, you can have different divisions. I mean, it just gets more complicated, but then again, it's not like life isn't complicated for people who are going through transition.
Exactly,
I imagine, as well,
right?
I
So,
mean, I don't mind a bit of inconvenience if it makes people,
if it makes
happy
people feel happy with who they are,
and
yeah, who
included,
cares?
and yeah, I mean that makes
Exactly.
sense. Yeah, okay. I would just create a whole new division for trans team, just like there is just a men's and a women's. I guess so. I mean, again, I guess part of
Then
this
again,
stuff.
that's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that gets difficult too because then
And who's deciding that? The straight people or the trans people? I mean, like I feel like the trans population needs to make these decisions. Obviously, be part of the decision making process, right?
yeah, the right, that sounds fair.
You know. Anyways, well, so that was funny. That was not as fractious as I thought it was going to be. But I just, when I heard it first, I was like, they what? I was like, who the hell is banning? Like that just seems crazy.
That's just unfair. I think that is completely because that's not solving the issue. That's making the issue
I think
worse.
they tried.
Let me see exactly what they said. Okay, so on March the 3rd, Iowa became the 11th state to pass a law forbidding trans women from competing in women's
What's a law?
sports.
It's not against that one person.
Oh God.
Oh, it's like they're
Oh,
saying.
question. When it
look,
says a
Texas
lot,
and Florida.
what about trans men?
I don't know.
Does that
Would they be
not...
working at a disadvantage then?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
because like,
then they
does that
would.
mean they just don't they're not banning them just because they have a disadvantage? They're like, oh, whatever, they'll just have to work harder. Is that...
So she's not breaking any rules. They're saying that trans women athletes could compete as long as they took medication designed to suppress their testosterone levels. Yeah, but that, even then, you're forcing someone to take drugs. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, but yeah, exactly, right? So I think someone said in chat that, like, for example, Paralympics has a lot of different... The
Wow.
Paralympics, they have a lot of different categories.
Yeah. I'm interested to know how that works too. I mean, you want it to go beyond. I think when it first started, I always felt it was a bit random in that regard, and I feel like they've got better at creating different heats and divisions and things for people based on what their disabilities are.
Yeah. So how is that different?
Well, what's interesting here is, so, okay, a group of British sporting bodies concluded that balancing fair competition, was my point here, I guess, balancing fair competition and the inclusion of trans women in women's sports is impossible. Individual sports would have to decide which was more important. Wow. The triathlon has welcomed the guidance. Wow, of course, because you're going to have all these other sports right now, the same issue, right?
It's not impossible. It just...
World Rugby has said that the trans women are not allowed into the women's game on the grounds of both fairness and safety, apparently. In Denmark, sports authorities recommend that trans women are barred from sports at the elite level. Wow.
It's not impossible. Like, you're only saying it's impossible. I guess if you say it's impossible, you just haven't tried hard enough.
Well, I guess probably a better way of putting it would be in the current setup, right?
Exactly. That's why the setup just... And I know that's not easy, but if you don't change it now, it's never going to get changed. So you have to... Like, people are like, oh, but it's so hard to, like, change the setup and stuff. But, like, if you want it to be fair for everyone, you're going to have to change it at some point. So,
and I mean, I absolutely I mean, it makes sense. And again, this stuff has to be talked about. I mean, that's the other thing. It's just got to be, got to discuss this stuff, and especially discussing it with people who have a stake in it as well. Hi, trans woman that was a man or not. It's not the same. Hi, trans woman that was a man or not. It is not the same. I don't know what her situation is, but I don't know whether she's actually had any physical transition, or please understand, transitioning does not mean you have to take hormones or have surgery. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
no, of course.
Yeah. Well, no, not of course, because I didn't know that. Like that's I didn't understand that.
Right.
Well, no, you're right, because of course it is to you, but for me, I didn't know that. I thought transitioning meant you were literally making some kind of a physical change. But as Pac-Man very wisely points out,
Really?
transitioning doesn't have to mean that. It can mean just as, like that you just identify as a woman, and so you are a woman, with or without the surgery type stuff. So
Exactly.
not everyone wants it to be fair, says Based Bidoof. Sadly, that's so true. That is true. People don't want it to be fair, right? If you change the setup, you risk breaking the whole world record system, though. Yeah, but in a way, who cares? I mean, yes, I understand that's important, but you could just have a dividing line where things were gauged on. I mean, like we didn't even have. I mean, there are world records. There are world records now that are highly inaccurate because we didn't have the tools that allowed us to do such specific we didn't have specific stopwatches, right? I mean, we are able to the one whatever thousandths of a second able to get you've got to go to get your good luck, buddy.
Bye.
Thank you much.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. So yes, absolutely, Ank. I think there's definitely I think that you do risk breaking that system, but I think that in a way that system is a little broken already, just because technology like this has already I think made some of this stuff obsolete, right? I mean, we've got watches now that are far more specific on on times than they were when we first began, I imagine. Bicycle records.
That's the thing. Transitioning means something different to everybody.
Yeah.
And gender is different than biological sex.
Right. Which is the debate right now for a lot of people as well. That's something that's being debated a lot as well.
Gender, so I might be wrong, but a thing is, gender is how you express yourself. And how our society has been built is around girls and boys, that kind of thing. But but in reality, gender isn't a real thing. Like, it is. Biological sex is a real thing, but just how you express yourself, that's different. And I don't know how to, okay.
It feels like semantics to me. Like, it feels like we have, we've defined it in very clear lines.
Yes, we define it very clearly when it isn't. That's the same thing with yeah, that's the same thing, pronouns, right?
Mm-hmm.
People using different pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are like, oh, I would never date this person, blah, 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 with pronouns, which is kind of funny because I don't think
you mean they wouldn't date them because they've said what their pronouns were?
No, just people, I've seen people be like, oh yeah, no, I don't support I don't have pronouns.
Oh, it's it's too woke or something?
Yeah,
it's one of those...
no, but you do. It's a fundamental thing in language. It's not
you don't have to say your pronouns though, right? I mean, it's not like you have to say it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm just not used to it, and I don't.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that, for example, I is a pronoun. It's a singular pronoun.
Ank raises a really good point here again about bicycle records, comparing old school bikes to modern carbon fiber models is hardly fair. So even the world records on bicycles, they should almost get a bonus because those bicycles were made of the heaviest of metals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Pac-Mom again has said this a couple times. I think it's a good point. Is that the transitioning means different things to different people.
Yeah.
But I guess what's difficult there is the more freedom there is
could-
in understanding what transitioning is, the harder it is, I guess, for these bodies to figure out. Pardon the pun. For these bodies, these sports bodies to figure out how to best include them. Anyways, I just thought that was to me that was like a science fiction discussion, because when I was your age, it was, I mean, again, it was so much easier for me, but I was a straight white male, right? So,
yeah, exactly. So I just want to say, so that's the thing. Sorry. I really think the best way is just to divide by how people's own bodies work, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I like the levels idea that Baz had, because it was making it purely about, it doesn't matter. You could be a guy in this, you could be just a regular guy. You could be a regular woman. You could be a regular is the wrong word, isn't it? I don't know what the right term
I was about
is.
to say, regular.
What's
you
the
could
right,
you could be a biological,
a boring old?
A term that's used a lot. A term that's used a lot is cis. So that means like
Is what?
So cis. So
Cis. What does cis mean?
What's is that the right one? Sorry.
No, I've heard the term. I just don't know what it. Is that cis means like you're like.
It means that
old-fashioned.
you identify as the same gender as your biological sex.
Right. Okay. Wait a second. Just
it's cisgender, so for example.
Divisions for average speeds would allow anyone with those speeds to race in that division. That's interesting too. So go by speed instead of biological. The blood tests and things. Sorry,
and another thing.
Sorry, is cis quote unquote straight?
No. Okay. So. Cisgender refers to only your gender.
Oh, so cis is what you were born with and still want to be.
So it means cisgender means your biological sex matches up with how you identify your gender.
Right. Okay. So cis just means
straight or heterosexual means you like the opposite sex or gender as you, not sex, the opposite gender as you.
Okay. All right. So cis is that you have chosen that you identify with the
what you were identified as birth basically is what you identify with.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. So cis men and cis women could compete in their own. I think going by times is better. I think what Pac-Bomb says, because then it doesn't become it takes the politics out of it. You just go like, okay, you've got different divisions. You are in the this to this speed. You are in the this to this speed. Although I don't even know how that works, because then would people be like, couldn't people pretend to be slower and so they could win their division? I mean, like, God, it is difficult.
It is very difficult, but I definitely think that we need a new way.
And
no
I'm
matter
sorry,
what
I shouldn't say normal. Did I say normal? I didn't mean normal. Or
sorry,
standard.
I was about to tell you.
No.
It's okay.
Again, I'm learning this as we go along. So,
honestly, in all fairness, the best thing is just to be like open to everything. Not like
absolutely.
Just open to things and open to opinions, because
and
as
curious.
long
I want to know.
As long as you keep trying to learn, I think most people will be completely fine with that. If you don't get it, no one can get everything right 100% of the time, especially when you grow up in a society that has like no exposure to it at all, right?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. And I think there's a fear. Again, I sort of got to a point where I didn't talk about this stuff because I was just frankly terrified of getting it wrong. But I feel that it's almost worth taking that risk more than it is to just let it. I feel like it's a whole part of people's education and people's growing up and their lives that I want to understand. So I think I'm just going to assume that it's okay to make a few mistakes here and there, so that for the sake of figuring it out.
Also, there isn't just like two biological sexes either. Like, that's another thing. There isn't just two.
Right.
Like, for example, do you know what intersex is?
No.
Okay, so again, I should look up the definition, but intersex is basically when you're not born with like all male or female parts. So like certain organs or stuff may be like Here, let me look up
Right.
the exact
The
definition.
classic parts aren't necessarily.
Well, yeah, but not
present?
just like the classic parts, just like within that. Yeah, basically.
Oh, and then people can be born with both female and male private parts.
Basically, yeah, that's what it is.
Right. Then does it really matter? I mean, I guess we have to have terms for it because people need to be able to identify with something.
Yeah, I think the other thing with that is there are a couple like medical things that come along with being intersex that are different that can like affect some stuff.
Now, here's a question for you: where do you learn this stuff? Is this stuff you're getting from school, or is this stuff you're getting from friends? Is this stuff you're getting from the internet? Like, or a mixture of everything? What's the?
Well, a mix of a lot of things. Online stuff. I have a lot of like friends. Not specifically the education from school, but I'm like in our school's GSA, which is Gender Sexuality Alliance. So that's like
gender something. What was it? GSA.
Gender Sexuality Alliance.
I see.
Okay. Or it used to be called like the Gay Straight Alliance, but gender sexuality is more inclusive.
Okay, so Nixie Geek says hermaphrodite was the old word for that. Should use intersex now. Okay, great. All right. Okay. Right. Held a message for reasons of bullying. Allow. Will post it to chat. What? Huh? Approaching these discussions with cultural humility helps to start open discussions with culture. Oh, is that what I'm doing? Oh, yes. Yes, Pac Bomb. Exactly. That's my cultural humility.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
That's David's plan the entire time.
Again, I feel like especially us old white guys old straight white guys have got to start floundering around in this stuff and getting it right and getting schooled on some of this stuff, because I feel like we're so nervous to talk about it. If I'm any example, for many years it was like we don't talk about that, partially because I was British and also because I was uptight, but also just because it was just uncomfortable, right? But it's only uncomfortable because that I can choose not to talk about it, which isn't fair. If that makes sense, because people who are faced with this stuff have to talk about it. So it's probably good that we get it out there too. This is Noodles Pac Bomb. It is.
Yeah, I was about to say this is me. Hello.
Maybe
Noodles.
the athletes should vote. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing: is the athletes should have a part of this. I think this is a much larger decision, and I think also the press does love to blow these things up into political and outrageous debates.
Of course.
But that's fascinating. There's and then you get to this whole intersectionality thing, which is wild to me. The idea that you've got, like, what do you do if you're trans and black, or trans, black, and female?
Oh,
you have all these different intersecting issues, so that you can find yourself biased against portions of your own existence, basically.
Yeah, it really sucks sometimes.
Anyways, it's fascinating. I will recommend this book again to people because I found it incredibly difficult to read. I have to say, not because of the big words and the lack of pictures, but because I got kind of worked up about some stuff. I was like, well, that's not right, and then I'd sit there and I'd read a bit more and I'd go like, she's got a good point. And this is a book called So You Want to Talk About Race. Actually, you'd probably love it. Raccoon Noodles. So you want to talk about, and she talks about this because she has this wonderful name which I just cannot pronounce because it's not in my my usual names, it seems. But this is so you want to talk about race. It's kind of fascinating. She touches on a lot of these subjects. I just yesterday found Gate World on this channel. This kind of stream with the McKay feels unreal. I know, doesn't it? Because let's face it, this is the other thing that's so funny about me trying to figure this stuff out is I don't know if you know this record news or not, but I play.
Trust me, I've been here for a while, David. I do know that you were on Stargate, and I do know that a majority of the people here are here because of Stargate.
Well, but the idea is that I tend to play these incredibly inappropriate characters, right? Like, I am positively woke, for want of a better word, compared to the characters I play. They're usually sexist, homophobic, arrogant, abusive, racist. I mean, I play all these horrible characters. Sometimes amusingly, and sometimes as just horrible old men. So there you go. There's award
You're
for
glad to know they really got your style of acting, I guess.
It's funny because I did this show called Clarice, and I played this guy who is sexist and homophobic and racist.
Ooh, a wonderful combination, if I do say so myself.
And it's so weird because I feel like I found myself sort of like overcompensating. I'm like I'm really not. I love black people. I feel like I'm overcompensating for the role to some extent. But they were so good about it. They were so good about. I mean, they had people on set. They had you could talk to about this stuff, and if there were any things that started getting uncomfortable, there were people who could step in and help discuss it, because because obviously you're saying these horrendous, horrible things to people.
Yeah.
And of course you don't mean it, and it's against everything that you sort of stand for. Maybe it's mostly in my case, but I guess there's some people who maybe do believe it. But anyways.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I mean, like.
Yeah. Nitsy
that
Geek. I don't
sucks.
think
Like, I mean, someone has to play the role, though, so props to you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the funny thing is I get lots of, I used to have lots of, young white actors complaining about the fact that, all the jobs are going to people of color. And I'm like, well, then it's the film industry. It's exactly about how you look. It's always been about how you look. So you just got to find other roles to play. And the beautiful thing about, I've been very lucky, is that when I started out, they wanted, white guys for the leads, because that sold around the world. And now that's, really not the same case. But as a result, I get to play all these wonderful, wonderful, horrible characters. So, not wonderful characters, but,
I know what you mean.
Who's this? A different gender through the eyes of a primatologist. Oh, wow. Talking about transgenderism in primates. Wow.
Let me, I just have to write down some of these.
You know what? I'll do show notes too, and I'll put links in the show notes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. I've actually been better. I've got a little better at that recently. A little.
Okay.
Not much, but a little. Well, anyways, look, thank you all very, very much for that. Remember how McKay looked at the Wraith woman pretending to be an ancient? I mean, he was horrendous. Yes, there you go. What is a better term than woke? I don't like the term woke. I don't know why, but it feels like it's got a negative connotation. Is it me? Does it have a negative connotation?
I don't know. I don't really use that word at all.
I
don't even really know what it means.
I would think another word for it would be like aware.
Aware. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I just think the key here is like, and I don't think this is even just about me. It's about, I think it's just the nature of, I'm really curious about how things work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whether that's politics or sex or any of that kind of stuff, I feel like I'm curious about this stuff. So and especially when it comes to you guys, I shouldn't say guys, you young individual. I shouldn't say young. You age, whatever, younger people.
You existing people.
I just dissed younger people. Enlightened, says Pac-Mom. I wish. Us young folk, exactly. I'm curious to know. Five Pup, do you get any of this stuff at school? Do you get to talk about this stuff at all at school, or does it come up, or with friends?
Not really trans stuff, but there are other. No.
Yeah, we need more. Okay, we just need more of that, and we need more of a lot of other perspectives in curriculum, especially like history. Like. People are like, oh, we don't have to be talking about this all the time and constantly, but sorry.
No. History's a fascinating one, because that's the big debate in the States right now. Right?
There's so many really cool people that just aren't mentioned in history, and it's really sad because like these people are really cool. So
I mean, this whole, what is it called? God, I can't remember what the term's called now. Where they're talking about a new history.
Erasure.
But based on race, is it critical race theory? Is that it? Where they're basically where you're talking about a history that includes all the racism that was sort of nicely skipped in the histories that I grew up with, because of course it's being taught by the people who, by the countries that were responsible for it. So.
Oh yeah, but that's a random thing, small thing. So, okay, sorry, let me say this again. But like a lot of the time, people don't want, like a lot of people say like we don't want to push all this stuff too much. Like we accept it, but like you don't have to be in our faces about it. That's the thing that people say. What I find funny about that is, a lot of the time that stuff is pushed just from like the other perspective. Does that make sense? So for example, people will be like, oh, why is all the characters in the media like gay now? And it's like, they're not. It's just more accurate representation.
And is that confirmation bias? Is that which is the term that they use for if you believe something, you can go and find it in the news type thing? Like,
yeah, that. But what I mean is more like people. So like a lot of straight couples, like a guy and a girl couple is very present in like media of all kinds, right?
Right. It's been represented for years. Yes.
It's been represented
centuries,
for years, centuries, right? And when people start adding more like characters that aren't just like male and female couples, then that
the same
adds...
thing with disabilities as well, right? I mean,
Yeah, like people are like, oh, just because like we accept these people doesn't mean you have to push it. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, it's not being pushed, it's just being represented. And before it wasn't being represented. Does that make sense?
Well, and that's it. I mean, I think this is one of the things why I think it's important to talk about this stuff, is because I feel like if you're not surrounded by this stuff all the time in your life, then you don't know how to address it. You don't know how to talk about it. You don't know how to accept it. It's very hard to accept something that you have no experience with. So the idea that you can sort of, the more diverse a bunch of people you have in your circle, the better, because you just get you've got a better perspective of the world. There's, Ank says something really interesting there, where it says that you want to be careful not to push the idea that, that somehow I guess the woke part, I guess, that he's addressing, or that they're addressing, is that there's this sense of superiority to it. I don't want that to come across. I feel like that's the thing. That's what I worry about. There's a tendency for people to be able to, what do they call? You can signal this stuff without actually doing anything about it. I think it's very easy to go like, oh, well, they're all racist and that's the end of it, and I'm perfect.
Yeah.
And I think that,
oh no,
it was one of the things I had. There was a discussion about one of the Star Wars characters, and this is always, this always, us nerds, we love to argue. But I felt there was an awful lot of people, who were questioning one of these characters, and what I found myself doing was going, okay, let's say I don't like this performance. Do I not, or do I really like this performance? Whatever. Why am I disliking this performance? Am I disliking it because the actor is a different color than me? Is that possible? And I think, many years ago, I'm sure that could have been an issue. I definitely pushed back against a lot of this, pushing for diversity in films and TV and stuff at first, because I didn't understand it. Because my idea of my norms were different than the norm. I thought that my norms were universal. I thought as a straight white male that what I considered normal was normal. That's the way it is. That's, because that's all I ever knew. And then as your world sort of expands, and you get to meet different people and see different perspectives and stuff, you realize that you've taken these things as universal truths, and they're not, right? Which I find absolutely fascinating. But I also think that we've got to be careful, because there is a tendency, you don't want to push. I mean, you want to fight for this stuff all the time, but I do worry that we are creating this. I'm worried about a certain part of my white male, group, not my group, but my part of society is getting frustrated and is getting, and I think we need to figure out how to voice this stuff better. I'll give you an interesting example. So I'm doing this Google data analytics course right now, which is fascinating. And we've got to this part where they're talking about bias in data. Now, they've not mentioned race. They've not mentioned any of this stuff. They've just said you got to be careful when you look at data that you're looking for bias. If you question it and look for bias in it, like let's say you did a study, but you only asked the people in your area, then you'd get a very specific group of people, right?
Yeah.
Or you only ask your friends, well, they're all people who've grown up in the similar situation as you. So you're looking for that as bias. And then one of the questions was they wanted to ask you about bias, your experience with bias, and how you would identify it, and examples of bias that you've seen in your existence. So I wrote a little thing about so you want to talk about race, and I talked a little bit about my understanding of what I thought were norms and that weren't, and this kind of stuff. And so I related it to race. Now, that's not what they were asking about. They were just asking about bias, but I related it to race.
Okay.
At exactly the same time, someone else wrote a comment that was also about race. And he started by saying that he was a very smart, and it sounds, I mean, his, you know, and his certainly the way he wrote was very eloquent, but he wrote that that he had a high IQ, that he was white, straight, and male. And then he proceeded to rant the most horrific, racist, and homophobic rant that I have seen in a long time. And this was this is not an anonymous troll. This is someone whose name was attached to their account and felt that it was all right to voice these opinions that were, you know, were violently scary to me. And then he deleted his account and bailed on the course. But he was so moved to anger in this situation that he wrote this horrendous thing that was blaming, you know, the Jews and the trans population and homosexuality and women and the black population, just like literally this litany of information, and he was using statistics as he did it.
Yeah. 1 second, quick thing.
Yeah.
Hack Mom kind of summed up what I was trying to say.
Oh yeah, good. What do you got?
Everyone is being represented now, and it's realistic. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Like,
if everyone's being represented, then it becomes realistic. And also, who wants the same old? I want to see characters that are unique to me, or that are original to me, or that I don't know about. That's the whole point of stories. The stories are boring if it's always the same people, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you were saying that this person was using like statistics, right?
Tef42 wants to post a link. I guess it depends what the link's about. Your link is visible on screen, Tef. Oh, is it? Very good. What do you got? 2 messages have been deleted by the moderator. Oh dear, are we causing chaos?
No, I think that was just because of a link.
Oh, was it? Okay, great.
Yeah, so, which also, I know it's because of a link, just because as soon it came out, the message came out as deleted, so that means it was probably a link.
Clips. Yeah, that's
I mean, unless the mods are just that fast, which is impressive.
The screen version doesn't get deleted. I see. Your link is visible on screen, Tef. Did we get where was the link? I didn't see the link. Did the link come through?
He means like, you know how you have the chat?
Oh, I have to do that? Right, there you go.
Like the chat up on your screen for the stream?
I do. I've got the chat up. Can you not see the chat up?
No, we can. Just you can see the link on that. You just can't see it in like the Twitch.
Oh, that's weird. Why not?
Because you have links banned on like
but it shows up isn't that weird?
Yeah, it shows up, which is weird.
So I can permit. I think I do it exclamation mark? Is it exclamation mark permit? What is the link, by the way, Taf42? I guess I should ask first before I give permission, right?
Yeah.
Check your chat feed on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, you should actually there's probably a way to change it so if a message is deleted.
The Yes Minister. So there's a Yes Minister apparently about polls and of course bias in polls and everything, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying the person said that with statistics, right?
Did I get that right? There you go. I've given you permission. There you go, Tef. Please feel free to spread your Yes Minister. Yeah, these guys are great. I love Yes Minister. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Raccoon?
Oh, you were just saying that. Sorry. You're just saying that.
Something brilliant, I'm sure.
Right. You were saying
Jack Jasra.
that this person said these really rude, awful things and used facts.
Well, no, they didn't use facts. That's the funny
Or not
thing.
facts, like statistics.
They tried to use statistics. But
Right.
again, talk about biased statistics.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
So basically what you're saying...
I shouldn't say they used statistics. I should say they tried to use statistics.
Okay.
What did they say? Statistics lies? What is it? Damn lies?
Well,
Lies and
well,
statistics?
you know, they are technically still statistics. They're just not accurate statistics.
Well, yes, exactly. I mean, you can you can bend the numbers to your evil will, and that's, I guess, their point in this data analysis course. Yeah, that's it.
Like
Lies, damn lies, and statistics. That's right.
That's like with graphs. If you make the scale of a graph, like
isn't that amazing?
if
It
you
could
make a
look
scale
like
of a
something
graph
leapt
and you
up.
want something to look like it's way more popular than the other
Yeah.
thing, then
Yeah.
you can just make the scale smaller, so then there's more gap.
Hello, Master of Nothing. Yes, I love that. I've seen those. You see those side-by-side examples? They'll have like a bar chart that's all basically exactly the same. And then they'll show it they'll change the scale so that it's done by like 0.2%. And it'll go like straight, giant leap because it's gone up by like 1% or something, or 0.1.
Yeah,
or
and it
whatever.
makes it look like you're much more productive.
So cool. Well, that's why I want to know data so I can manipulate people. Oh, I got another book for you. Oh, you got so much reading to do now, Raccoon Noodles. You should never have come back.
Don't worry, I'm going to camp and I need a couple books, so when
Okay.
we have like our free period.
Okay, you got to read. I think you'll like. So you want to talk about race? Frankly, I think it's. I mean, it's a. You know, like I say, it's. I think if you're interested in this stuff, it's a great read. If you're not, probably not. This other, it's called Cultish, and it's the language of cults and how they use language to change people's perspective and to really to tie them into their. It's really cool, and it goes on. It talks about like
how people are speak are scary. That sounds weird, but like.
That's it.
People that can just talk and like convince someone of something.
Yeah.
Is...
But I mean, all through history, right? Good orators have always been, you know, are the key to taking over a country, right? I mean, you know, Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin. I mean, like there's all these. Look at Putin, for God's sake. You know, and they're saying that the language that's used by people to bring them into the cults has been weaponized with marketing now. So basically now we have like the Peloton cult. We have we have cult movies. We have all these things that are trying to sort of like make you feel like you're a part of this little group, you know, that you're excluded from the rest of the world. And it's used for, what do they call it? What is it called? When you're trying to like, God, I can't remember the term. It's like a term used by people online when they're trying to like trying to groom people. Like so basically trying to get them to not identify with their parents or to trust only them. And it's anyways, you should read this book. It's pretty interesting because it talks about the Jonestown massacres and all these old cults where people like drank. Remember that one like don't drink the Kool-Aid? That term?
No.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Well, there's this old saying like don't drink the Kool-Aid. In other words, don't believe everything you hear type thing. And that is the most horrendous connection to this Jonestown cult where they drank. It wasn't actually Kool-Aid. It was something else. It was like a cheaper version of Kool-Aid. They poisoned it and they killed all these people, like parents, like mothers, fathers, kids, everything. They drank this Kool-Aid and all died because they thought they were going to like ascend to some rocket ship or something. It's cult leaders probably read these books for hints and tips. Yes. Well, Nixie Geek. That's why I started reading it because I thought I'll start a TechBandits cult and I'll be a billionaire. And then I read it and I was like, I don't think I want to do a cult. I think I'd rather just have some.
Yeah, no, they're kind of
research.
What's that movie? There's a horror movie.
It's research.
Yeah, research. There's a horror movie called Midsommar.
Midsommar.
It's based on a Stephen King book. I'm
is
pretty
it?
sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, or maybe it isn't. I don't know.
That's good. Look, Stephen King's always good at this stuff.
I think it might be, but I might be completely wrong.
It's pretty creepy. It's got some sexy stuff in it, so it's not. I think it's probably rated R, and the violence is pretty bad. But
right, have you watched it?
I've seen it. Yeah, it's creepy. It's very creepy.
But it's Sorry.
You know what? Another good one is.
I zoned out for a second.
The original Wicker Man. Another. Great
the whole thing about Midsommar, reasons why people say it's one of the scariest horror movies that
Mhm.
they've seen.
Mm.
So I find very different opinions with that movie. Actually, lots of people are like, "Oh yeah, no, it's not that scary at all," and some people are like, "No, it's really scary because it happens."
It has a very creepy vibe to it, and it's slightly one of those horrible horror films that you go like, it could happen. You know what I mean? Like there's that quality to it. I'll tell you, if you want a really good film like that, watch The Wicker Man, the original Wicker Man. It's, oh my god. I mean, again, it still has some weird, sexy stuff in it, but it's like 1970s, so it's very weird. And it's about this guy who goes to a town, and it's just a weird, like old-fashioned English town. I think he's missing somebody. I think someone's gone missing or something, and he goes to find them or something. And it's, oh man, yeah. I don't remember the exact plot, but it's some creepy
Psychologically
stuff.
thrilling.
Oh yeah. No, and lots of people wearing masks and stuff. And it's like 1970s too. So that.
Oh my god! Imagine wearing masks.
And it makes it creepy. It makes like full face, like animal masks.
No, I'm kidding.
Ooh, yeah. I couldn't lead a cult. My conscience is way too
That's
strong.
true. That's same here probably. I feel like I might be able to accidentally start a cult. That is totally possible.
Oh,
I don't know how, but I feel like I'm more likely to accidentally start one than actually start one.
That's
because
true.
I would feel awful. They
use that. Sorry, I cut you off. Go on.
Yeah, I think I feel really awful whenever I've made someone upset that I actually like. If they're a good, okay.
It
Sorry.
depends. If
Yes,
I don't
I
like
feel
them,
awful.
I love making them upset.
No, that's what I mean. I don't like making people upset no matter who they are.
Right.
Most of the time. There's exceptions. If they're a really awful person, I don't like them.
Right.
But I mean, most people, I just really don't like making people upset. So like, if I started a cult and people like died because of that, I'd really hate myself for that.
Well, you wouldn't
That
care.
sounds
You'd
weird.
be dead and ascended to a spaceship or something. I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
weird.
sorry.
It's
No,
really
if I
weird
started
how
a
people
cult,
go.
I wouldn't believe the stuff I'm saying in my cult. Let's be real here. Sorry.
Wasn't there like a TV show about a cult?
Probably.
I feel like there was a. I don't know. We're
Like
all in
there's
cults.
been
We
a
just don't
lot of-
recognize the ones we're in. Ooh, Claudio Paviani says we're all in cults. We just don't recognize the ones we're in. So maybe TechBandits is a cult. Should I start passing the collection plate around? Then well, what about church? What about churches and all that kind of stuff? Are they cults? What's the
Okay.
difference between cults and religion?
So before we dive headfirst into that topic, let's be careful because you know how you said. Sorry. What I'm saying is, this is a very sensitive topic. Do we want
Is
to
it?
talk about religion?
Oh, what? Oh, religion. Oh, religion's always people always get worked up about.
Oh,
Religion.
you know
I
what?
don't think we should talk about that.
No.
You know what?
There's-
Yes, people are here because
It's a big discussion. It's true.
that's what I mean.
I mean, we're following you on Twitch. Oh my God, you guys are all the followers of the Tech Bandits. Come,
Oh my
my
God.
children. Come, drink the mango bubbly.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was just fascinated by the idea that the
Food
language, her thesis of this book, which I thought was very clever, was basically that the power of cult comes from the language. It's not these personalities or anything. It's the language that is used and adopted and accepted by the people in the cults that forms these cults, and how and how this approach is being used by multi-level marketing companies like Amway and all these other what is it, Soul Cycle and these various different fitness cults.
That thing's.
And the
I was
Peloton
like,
cult, yeah.
what's Amway? I've never heard of it.
By the way, the BITE model is usually a good starting place to determine cult or not, says Tinvek. I don't know what that is.
Oh, this is random, but speaking, they've mentioned a model for looking at figuring out if something's a cult. That made me think of this test. This is completely off topic.
Oh, good.
Called
Squirrel!
the Bethel test.
Yep.
Bethel? I think it's Bethel test.
The
And
Bethel
it's-
test. Okay.
Okay, so it's really interesting because it's a test to see. So basically, the test is in movies. In a movie, is there a conversation between two named female characters that talk about something other than men or something related
Oh,
to men.
yes, I have heard about this.
And I just want to preface this. The Bethel test does not make a movie good or bad.
Right. It just
It's
points
just
out
an
how
interesting. It's just an interesting study. There's tons of like yeah, there you go.
So it measures whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man.
I think another thing in there.
Two women be named is sometimes
yeah.
added. Mm.
Yeah, sometimes added. I think that one's actually important. I like adding that just because personally I think you could have two like background female characters chatting, but I feel like that doesn't really count. I feel like the woman should at least.
Well, wow. I wonder if you could do that. Could you do that? I mean, is there a way to doing the same thing to so you're basically testing to see how inclusive the film is for women? Is that it, or?
It's less of that. It's just more like an interesting
how they're represented.
Yes, and it's also just looking at movies and being like, how much does I don't know. There you're gonna have to find like exactly what the point of the test is, because I just find it interesting because it's interesting to see how society revolves around men, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you want to hear wild. So one of my favorite movies as a kid was this film called Logan's Run. And it starts in this utopia. It's a utopia under a bubble, and everyone's happy, and everyone's young, and everyone's beautiful. And I didn't notice, everyone's white.
Huh.
Isn't that wild? And I didn't notice as a kid. It was just, they all look like me. You know what I mean? Makes sense to me.
No, that's actually really interesting.
Isn't that wild? I mean, I think there was a black character, I believe, at the end of the movie.
Was that done on purpose?
I don't know. I'm not sure whether it was done on purpose or whether this was just the way society worked. I mean, the black roles were always secondary.
If that was done on purpose, I just want to say, if that was done on purpose, that's a really cool factor. If it wasn't done on purpose, everyone dies at 21. Oh God, that's terrifying.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, and that's very cult-like too, because they're all like, "Yay!" Because they're all like, "I'm so happy. We're getting to transcend our, and the idea is basically there's not enough resources on the planet, so someone's got to remake that, Logan's Run book is older than 21, 25. Someone said 29. I'm hearing all.
Another thing about the Bechdel test though is it doesn't make like I said, it doesn't make a movie good or bad. It's just interesting, right? Because like, for example, there could be a movie that is about, like, I don't know, a boy and his dog.
Right.
There is probably, if the movie is centered around a male character, it probably won't pass the Bechdel test. But it could be an amazing movie, right?
Right.
That kind of thing.
There's the Bechdel test. There's a great podcast on the Bechdel test called The Bechdel Cast. Wouldn't that get boring after a while? It'd be just the same. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that because I don't know. All right, let me see if I can. I'm going to just put this. I got to make sure I put this. What I'm doing, here's what I do now, Noodles. I try to bookmark everything that comes up in our chats so that I can then export it all and have it available for everybody so they can go and look at the notes later, basically. But I usually take at least a week to do it. It takes me a really long time to do. But that's because I'm just one man, for God's sake.
Yeah, Utopia cult things can be pretty interesting. Interesting in a weird way. I don't know. It's an interesting perspective, is what I mean.
So Claudio's saying that Logan's Run was also a social commentary. So the absence of black characters might have been a subtle message, or maybe like
I was just curious.
I hope that's the case. I'm not sure.
I just hope that's what I'm saying. I hope that was actually the case, and it wasn't just like.
Oh, did you just watch it? Abadu's just watched it, apparently. I'd love to. I should see that again. I'd like to see it again. I had heard of Logan's Run before, but never read it. We'll definitely check it out. Is it worth reading? I mean, is it worth reading as a book? They review movies and shows, and each one they see whether it passes the Bechdel test or Bechdel.
Yeah, I think it's Bechdel.
Bechdel. Okay. The remake got scrubbed due to financial mismanagement in the production company. Oh boy. What? Look, I hate to do this, but I've got to start getting ready. Because I'm about to go out for dinner with my 15-year-old, 15-year-old? No, that's wrong. With my
No,
wife
15
of 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
15-year-old wife would be
that,
a
I was about to
very,
say that. That's a
very,
bit weird, David.
that would be very, very different.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We'd have this be a whole different thing if.
Oh man.
That would be interesting.
Thank you. That got all the tech bandits talking, didn't it? Got your attention. Clip it, clip it, clip it.
No,
Yeah.
don't.
There you go. Oh, you know what I'm so pissed off about? I'm missing one of our Tech Bandits podcasts. And
Podcast. This is a podcast now?
That's not a podcast. What was it called? Stream?
Stream?
I'm missing
Yeah.
one of them, and it's the one where we were on Reddit, and they were doing that whatever it's called.
Place.
Yeah, our place. I don't have that one. It's the only one. For some reason, I think it's when I had COVID, and so I missed the deadline, and they deleted it. If anyone has it, if anyone recorded it for whatever reason or maybe or something, I would love to get a hold of it, but I cannot find it anywhere. And it's right. It's not a podcast. It's a cult.
Yeah.
I
Come
like
on.
it, Skyo Jester.
At least own it. At
Or
least
Psycho
own up.
Jester.
Come on.
Psycho Jester. Oh, I like that. That's good. 30 minutes. Long goodbye is on. Says, oh man.
Yeah. Well,
It's true,
I
they
was
do take
thinking.
forever.
Now I was thinking of horror movies again. Here's the thing. I
Stranger
will
Things
never
were
watch a
horror.
horror movie on my own.
Is
most
Stranger
likely.
Things horror?
Ah!
I guess it is.
I don't know. I'd watch.
I
Okay,
don't-
that's different.
I
I'd
don't
watch
find
Stranger
it
Things.
creepy.
You don't?
No.
Oh my god, you're terrifying. So
I
you don't
watch
find
it in my room
creepy
in
at
the
all?
dark.
Did you?
Why?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I watch it in the room in the dark before I go to sleep.
Well, that's how I watch all my horror movies. I watch horror movies at night. So my wife is like asleep, and I'll be like in bed with my iPad, and then I go, ah! And I wake her up. That's what I do.
No,
That's what
I
love it.
have to watch. I'm going to watch horror movies with people, because most of the time it's people that convince me to watch horror
It's
movies.
more fun with people. I gotta.
Oh
say.
yeah, it's totally
Way
more
more
fun.
fun.
Random thing.
So have you
but,
watched Stranger Things?
Huh?
Have you
I
watched
have
it?
not watched Stranger Things yet. It's on my list, and I might start watching it once, because I know there's supposed to be like a season 5 too.
There's gonna be a season 5 also.
Is that?
I think so.
Where are they
Yeah.
at? Season 4, aren't they? What are they? What are they?
Season
at
4. Season 5 is going to be the last one though. But here's the thing: season 5 is going to be the last. But until then, I don't know if I want to start it, because then I'm going to be like waiting.
Now? Ah.
Yeah.
boy. Like we're
I
watching
used-
Breaking Bad now because we've got them all, and then we can move into Better Call Saul.
Yeah, but like I watched. What's a good movie? I watched a horror movie I really enjoyed that I watched with people was It, like the
Oh yeah,
newer
the
one.
first one, not the second one.
Not that I haven't watched the second one.
The second
I
one's stupid. Sorry.
That's genuinely a really good
It's pretty
movie.
creepy. Pretty creepy. Have you watched the
It's-
original Shining?
No,
That's a good one.
I know it's
pretty
probably
creepy.
a good one. I'd have to watch it with people, but I don't.
Good
The thing
horror
is,
movies.
it was scary, but it wasn't that scary
Mm,
because, like,
mm.
I know that's not gonna happen.
Yes, but sometimes even knowing that it's never
Yeah,
gonna happen,
yeah, I
like
know.
ghost stuff, sometimes it's just the scare
Ugh.
factor. I watched one recently called, is it Glass House? Or House something House?
That
Something
sounds
House.
so. I don't know.
It was
why,
pretty
but
creepy. It was good. It was good. It wasn't. Let me see if I can find it. If I can look it up. I think.
Yeah,
it was,
but,
I think, is it called Glass House? Or the Glass House? Maybe is it called the Glass House? Was that it? No. No, it's not the Glass House. It was something else. The Lake House, maybe the
Ooh, that sounds familiar. The Lake House.
Lake House, maybe. Nope, that's not right either. That was the Keanu Reeves one. God,
What?
was
What?
It? It was a Keanu Reeves movie. What was it on? Was it on Netflix? I wonder if it was on Netflix or not. I'll have to
You could
look.
probably find it. You could, if it's on Netflix, just look at like your recently watched or whatever.
I'm just gonna put
probably
house
thing.
in, see if it goes. Watch the house. No, I think it's called The House. Why the house? His house. The house. Oh, His House was good too. Actually, that is creepy.
How
pretty
many
sure-
houses are there?
Oh, there's every movie has a freaking house in it now. It's insane.
I mean, I'd assume most movies have houses in them, but
I
yeah.
think it was called His House. Is that right?
So sorry. Another thing about it though is I really liked the lore of it. Okay, because
Right.
It has
Right.
I
lore?
was interested in like, yeah, it has lore. Cause like the whole thing that Pennywise isn't actually, that's not its true form. Pennywise's true form is the floodlights, and the floodlights are like these evil demon lights that make you see your worst fears and blah blah blah
Right.
blah blah. Sorry, but like I like that stuff because I like I don't know. I just find that really interesting, like how it started, because the whole idea is like it's this evil being that like returns every like 27 years or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, why
Why
27? Why so specific? I don't know if it's 27 exactly, if I'm gonna be honest, but like,
Have
Why
you
do we
seen
have
any of
the
the Love,
exact
Death?
out there? Why 27?
Have you seen any of the Love, Death, and Robot stuff?
I've seen it on Netflix, but I haven't.
The
No.
latest season of that is pretty extraordinary, I've got to say. Like there's one called Jibaro, I believe, which is I just don't know how they did it. It's extraordinary, like absolutely extraordinary. I can show you. Can I show you a little bit of it? Let me see. No, I'll
Love,
get in
Death, and
trouble, won't I?
Robots? Is
Will I get
that
in
on
trouble?
Netflix?
Yeah, it's Netflix. Oh, there you go. This is the trailer. So do this one, or inside the. So this is fully animated.
Oh,
Fully freaking animated.
is this the one
Isn't
that has
freaky?
like a bunch of different stories and a bunch of different
Yes.
styles of animation?
Yeah. It's
Isn't-
just amazing. Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of different stories in them. In each one, there's a bunch of different stories. But it is, oh my God, that one particularly, Jibaro is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. It's just extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. Oops, what did I do there? I'm supposed to be
I
sharing
think there
that.
should be more shows like Gravity Falls with lore.
Gravity Falls is great, wasn't it? What do you mean by lore? Like, what classifies it as lore?
Lore?
Secrets hidden that you have to look into to figure out.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I'd say lore is just like the storyline of something. And it's how it works and how it originates and stuff.
I love Evil Dead. Van Hopperkel. Love it.
Something about it just is so intriguing to me. Because it's especially especially in the first It movie, the one I watched, they don't really talk about who Pennywise is a lot. Like they kind of tell you like a couple things,
does.
like they're like,
The book
yeah,
goes
he's
into
an
it a bit
evil demon dude and he comes back like every 27 years and a bunch of these mass murders in the town is connected to him. And it's like it's never said, but it's like presumed that he appears as like your worst fear or whatever, or like one of your fears, right?
Okay,
he was. I remember. Sorry. Yep.
I
Go.
watched it, but I have a question about it.
Yeah.
Why can nobody else see the stuff? Like
I
it
think-
reminds.
Is it when you get old? When you
Okay.
get too old?
That I don't remember exactly, but
I thought
that
it was
has something to
age.
do.
Wasn't it their age?
No. The second movie, that's just because the reason they forgot or whatever is because they left. That's the whole thing. But the reason nobody else can see it is because the idea is it targets like certain people. So once you've seen like the actual clown, you can see all the like quote unquote like hallucinations. But they're not like hallucinations because like they actually
can kill
kind of
you.
happen.
Because they
Yeah.
can kill you, right? I mean, isn't that the?
Because they can kill you. So the idea, I think the reason, I don't know exactly how that works, but it's something like if it reveals itself to you, then you can see the hallucinations. So only people that it wants to see what's happening can actually see.
I definitely prefer his books to his movies for the most part, except for like Stand By Me or or Green Mile. There's a couple of great
I was gonna say I want to see more horror movies like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a movie?
No, it's a YouTube thing.
Oh, is it? What is that? So that's like they watch horror movies together or something?
No, it
it's
looks like a kid show, but then it gets creepy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, they've
Like
definitely Yeah, there's some of that stuff can get pretty freaking creepy, it's true. But what about the anime? Animes, I mean, there's some brutally scary
God.
anime stuff.
There is. I want to watch Death Note. It's on my list. Death Note is the concept of it is really interesting.
Oh my God. We watched the first season of Death Note and were so upset at the end. Not because it was bad, because we were so engaged and something happened. And we were like, we've never watched it again. Because we're
really?
We couldn't. We should go back and watch the second season and stuff now.
I think
but
you're
that
having
first season was beautiful.
Is it something to do with, yeah, I know something about the second season, like the protagonist or antagonist wasn't as good.
Yeah, Midori Bushi is saying that Doctor Sleep, the sequel, was good. I got to say, I did not like the movie. Did not like the movie at all. But I could see how the book might have touched on things better than the movie was able to. So,
What's that about?
It's the sequel to, well, it's kind of a sequel to. Well, no, it is a sequel to The Shining. And The Shining was a book. I read 2 books that I should never have read when Baz was born. Literally, like Baz was born, and like within the first week, I was reading The Shining, which is all about like the big horror in that story is basically how the trust and the connection between this family falls apart. That as a parent, that is the horror that and then there's all these horrible things as well. But at the core is this horrible disintegration of the family. And then the other one I read was The Road, which is all about a dying father trying to get his young child through the post-apocalyptic world with everyone killing everyone, and it was horrible. 2 of the most depressing movies you could possibly, or 2 of the most depressing books you could ever possibly read in the first week or the first month of Baz's existence. So.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
thought The Shining was that like red rum one.
Red rum. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the one where there's the blood in the elevator, right?
Mm-hmm. Blood in the elevator, and there's the twins, those creepy looking twin girls in the hallway, and Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, that was great. Rosemary's Baby was amazing too. You know, if you like spooky stuff, read Stephen King's short stories. His short stories they're short. You know, they don't take a long time to get through. There's some really fun, creepy concepts. There's one called Strawberry Spring, which is all about this guy who's just haunted by this there's like a serial killer who just keeps popping up, and it's just his experience. It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. The Dead Zone is also really good. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of a book that I read, I might have even talked about it here before, but it's called The Night Gardener.
Oh, I think you mentioned it.
Yeah.
The Night Gardener.
If I mentioned it, I won't go into detail again.
No, try it again. Just give us a
okay,
brief
a brief synopsis of this book is here. I'll do it without spoiling it. So I think it's like a children's
Jonathan Auxier?
Or I don't know if it's what it's considered. So basically, the brief gist of it is there's this family, there's these 2 kids who have been orphaned. Mm-hmm. And I think, I read this a while ago. But anyways, I think they've been orphaned because of the Irish potato famine. So because of the Irish potato famine, they moved to, I think America. They go on a boat to America, and they need, a job. So they go up to this old house, this mansion, where these, this, family lives. But something isn't right about the family. So that's kind of...
Is it creepy?
It is, especially at 1 a.m.
Oh yeah. Well, books are even creepier. That's the problem. Is books make you imagine it in your head.
I kept reading it, and then I was reading. Oh, sorry. I was reading it, right? And then as I was reading, I was like, I just got to get to a part where it's not as scary, so I can go to bed, because the main evil in this book attacks at night.
Oh God. Okay, Get this. I was staying at my mom's place. This was years and years ago. This is, I think, before Jane. Dun, dun, dun. And I was reading the Books of Blood. And there were a whole bunch of these short stories, the horrific short stories and stuff. And I'm reading one night. And I get to this story, and I start this story, and I start reading it. And it's about a guy lying in a bath, reading a book. And I'm like, I'm in a bath. Reading a book. I read this horror story as the bathwater, went cold around me, and then my mom was like, "Hello," knocked on the door, and I almost had a heart attack. Scared the crap out of me. I know I love being scared too, but I hate it as well. Isn't that weird?
No, but so the Night Gardener. Another thing about it.
Oh God, I'm supposed to be getting ready for my anniversary. You're right.
Right.
Okay, what time is it? Oh, 5:30. Okay, yeah, that's okay. She's probably not back from the dentist thing yet, but I promised her I'd actually look decent.
Okay.
I said she bought me a new shirt. But very subtle.
The Night Gardener is good. Basically, yeah, and the whole idea of it
and it's
is
creepy.
I don't know how scary it is now because I read it a while ago, so I can't be a proper judge.
Have you read? What's
It ends
called?
well though. I'll say this: it does end well.
It has a good ending. Don't ruin that. What was it called? The
Oh,
Graveyard.
sorry.
Something?
I think it is a kid's book. So.
Yard. I think it was called the Graveyard Book, the Neil Gaiman one. That's another one that's fun. That's about a kid who gets rescued by a vampire. Like a real kid, a normal kid, or one of a better word, a non-life-sucking blood vampire who gets rescued by this and then gets raised in a graveyard amongst the ghosts.
Ooh.
Isn't that wild?
I like graveyards. I like
And
graveyard stories.
Oh, then you'll love. Oh, then you got to read this, and it's Neil Gaiman who's brilliant.
What's it called?
It's called The Graveyard Book.
Ooh, is it like a scary book?
I mean, to be honest, I've only read the graphic novel.
Oh, okay.
But the graphic novel was pretty creepy. Like, I think it starts with the graphic novel started with a pretty horrific murder.
Oh, slay.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend. Does anyone in the chat know? I mean, what the deal is? People have got to have read it. I've heard that all ends well. Kratz on 15 years. Thank you very much, Deathnade. Has anyone read the Graveyard Book? Yeah, as I say, Baz and I read the graphic novel of it, but I haven't read. I should read the book because the sense I get even just from the novel was just that the book was the graphic novel was just, it was beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful, and it was like creepy but also cool, and yeah. Give it a go. I mean, you can always do that Amazon thing where you go on and you just read the first little bit and see if it works for you. Let me see. Is there a bit? Let me see if there's a bit here is there a bit you can read? Is there
9 to 12.
Is that what it says?
For the Night Gardener?
Oh, is age 9 to 12? Okay.
Dude, that book scared me like crazy. It is scary.
But it's 9 to 12.
Yeah. So it's probably not that scary. Yeah, this book. Oh god.
Let's see, Kindle. I wonder if the Kindle has a version.
Here,
Oh, you can look inside. Here you go. Okay, let me see if okay.
This
book.
Oh,
is this the?
This is what I read.
Oh, there are pictures in it as well. All right, here we go. I'll read the beginning part. It says, okay. How nobody came to the graveyard. There was a hand in the darkness, and it held a knife. The knife had a handle of polished black bone and a blade finer and sharper than any razor. If it sliced you, you might not even know you'd been cut. Not immediately. The knife had done almost everything it was brought to the house to do, and both the blade and the handle were wet. The street door was still open just a little where the knife and the man who had held it had slipped in, and wisps of nighttime mist slithered and twined into the house through the open door. The man Jack paused on the landing. With his left hand, he pulled a large white handkerchief from the pocket of his black coat, and with it he wiped off the knife at his gloved right hand, which had been holding it. Then he put the handkerchief away. The hunt was almost over. He had left the woman in her bed, the man on the bedroom floor, the older child in her brightly colored bedroom surrounded by toys and half-finished models. That only left the little one, a baby, barely a toddler, to take care of. One more,
Ooh.
and his task would be done. That's how it starts.
Ooh.
Isn't that creepy?
Oh, yeah, it is, but I like books that start right away with like a hook.
Well,
They're
that's
the most interesting.
That's a hook.
So,
God,
like,
that gives me the shivers. Now I want to read that book. I think I should get a
For
copy of that and read it.
for example, like all the Percy Jackson books. Personally, I love Percy Jackson. It's one of my favorite series.
You know, my friend's running the show.
What?
Yeah. My friend is in charge of running the show. Like
my god.
He's like the showrunner of Percy Jackson that's coming out on, was it Amazon or something?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yeah.
You don't know how I'm so excited for that show. I cannot
Really?
wait.
Oh, well, I'll have to bug him.
totally.
I'm trying to talk him into coming onto Tech Bandits and talking about writing and stuff.
If you could talk him into coming to Tech Bandits,
All right.
please let me know when he's coming. I will literally quit everything else I'm doing that day to talk
I will
to him.
tell him that you have personally demanded his presence at a Tech Bandits.
Don't say that. The reason I'm excited is just because the previous movies, let's just say they were awful.
They sucked.
So bad. Have you watched them?
What was it about them that they just? Well, no, we tried watching them when Baz was a kid. But
what was it about them? Oh my god, they ruined so many things in the books. Like the issue isn't. It's not just a couple inconsistencies. They literally make with the story. They literally do things that actually completely destroys the story. Like the story doesn't make sense.
Let me see if I can find.
And they get like basic Greek mythology wrong.
Oh, do they? Well, I mean, is that just them trying to be cool, or is that?
I don't know. Like, there's just like a part, or at least in the second. I don't know about the first movie, but I just know the second movie, especially, like they do a lot of things where. What's that split? Like,
So Percy
for example,
Jackson and the Olympians. Is that the new one?
is that the new series? But the author hates the movies, which is never a good
Right.
sign.
Yeah.
But the author Rick Riordan, he's actually working on the new series with the people,
Oh yeah,
which make.
and apparently he's great. My
Oh,
friend
yeah,
says he's fantastic. Wait a
Oh.
sec. So where
I'm
where
very
would my
jealous.
friend be? I'm trying to see if I can find my friend in here.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Is he not listed in the list yet? Maybe I'm not. Maybe no one's supposed to know this. Never mind. My friend's not involved at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Have I just totally blown it again? I'm so bad at
It's
at
okay.
secrets.
I won't ask him to make questions or anything.
Why can't I see him? Why don't I see him on the list? Shouldn't he be in the list somewhere? This is terrible.
I mean, he's a showrunner. He shouldn't be hidden on the
Well,
list.
maybe he's not the showrunner then. Maybe he's something else. Maybe he lied to me and he's nothing to do with it. That's probably what it is. I do not know.
Yeah, I love mythology.
Let me just see if I've got anyone else here that I could see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to tell you his name just in case I'm not supposed to know. But
Yeah.
because, I've got lots of friends. Okay. Let's see what he's in here for. No, he's not. You've got to be kidding. What?
Yeah, but anyways, what I'm saying. Also, it will work better as a show.
He's not in here. He's not listed. Maybe he's a secret.
Well, you didn't
look,
tell.
Maybe he's not the showrunner then. Maybe he must have. I probably got it wrong, knowing me. But I know he's involved in the show somehow. So I'll have to bug him about it.
I really like those books a lot, and I like the second series too. And I still have to read.
So you are looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I have to read Trials of Apollo too. Yeah, Percy Jackson was my favorite series for a very long time.
I love mythology. I've always loved mythology. Oh, I hear bumping around upstairs. That means that Jane
It might
be
even
home,
be
which
one
means
of
it's
my
20
favorite
okay.
series.
Okay, this has been
Okay.
great.
Okay, sorry, right.
Wolf Pup, I gotta say goodbye because I want to stay married for another 15 years.
That's fair.
5 pups.
Okay.
I'm guessing he's eating tacos.
Yeah, okay.
5 pup.
Why am I eating tacos?
I don't know. Maybe it was dinner time. I don't know. I just thought maybe you were like eating or something. I got to bail because my wife. Not because of my wife. Because I would like very much to go and spend some quality time with my wife.
Okay.
Who
Bye.
I've been married to for 15 years. Who is not
Right,
15.
go,
who I've been
go.
married to for 15 years. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
go.
Bye, everyone. Thank you all. And until we meet again, I will say be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Cheerio and huzzah! And now I end the stream. Watch this.